here. There we go. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, let's see where we're at. I'm 6 minutes late. Had to finish eating. Had to go get food last second. Actually. Ooh. There we go. So you don't have to see the awful food I put in. No, it's Bill and Ruth's. No, it's not awful. Bill and Ruth's is probably one of the only fast food places I will eat at nowadays. Mainly because I'm on a diet. The only fast food to keep playing. That's... Hello, Madness. I see you on Rumble. I do still live stream to Rumble. If anybody wants to go follow me there, I need to start uploading my videos there again. I thought they were still automatically uploading. I guess not. Well, I mean, not that that's a revelation today. That's a it's been happening for like the past like a year. I think it stopped uploading, but still. Let's see here. Live stream here. Okay, it's good. I'm here. Good. And I'll move the Rumble one over to this side so I can see it clearly. All right. How's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone's having a good time. I'm gonna probably play a little bit of guitar until people get in here. Maybe, if you guys don't mind a little bit of widdly diddlies. I'm actually gonna be using Oh. Let's see. Candy wishes she had the intelligence and capability of debating Blaire has. Yeah, she lost that debate pretty hard. Pretty hard, I gotta say. Whoa. That's just rounding right on out. I've got all my stuff up here. I haven't played this thing in a long time, so I'm gonna kind of widdly diddly for a second. There we go. Whoo! So how's everyone going? Doing. Candox special blocked you? Wait, Candy? Wait. Candy herself has blocked you? Huh, they both suck one more than the other. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think Candace actually bets for the other team, according to what we saw last time. But yeah, anyway. You guys excited to watch a good old school debate? I figured it would just be fun to go over because it's so relevant these days. And I want people to remember what took place in the early days of the Candace Owens stuff. So there's that. And not to mention, there's plenty of people who probably haven't seen this debate, which is nuts to me as well. What are we in? Am I in drop C? Wow. These old strings. Thing just said it was too sharp. What happened? Oh, now it's too... Are these Grover? Oh, they're Gotek. Never mind, that's why. I was wondering, I was like, if these are Grovers, these should not be tuning like that, but they're Gotek. I haven't seen Gotek in a long time. Crazy. Yeah, that is a... Imagine waking up to that face every morning. I already know someone who does. I think the quartering would agree. Yep, there we go. Definitely drop, for sure. Heck yeah. Oh, wait, it would be my... I don't know. Just waiting for some people to come on in here, and then we're going to get started, okay? Does that sound good to everybody? Wow, perfect pitch right there. Yep. Alrighty, there we go. I haven't done that riff in a long time. Ooh, messed that up. Oh, well. Anyway, how y'all doing? Can't hear the guitar at all? Oh, oopsie poopsie, I'm dumb. It's smart for me to just... let's see, is it... There we go. My bad. All that good stuff. So that riff, anyway, something like that. Anyway, wow, 60 people in here already? Well, you guys are meaning business. I don't even have time to noodle around, do I? Holy crap. Alrighty, well, I think it's about time we get started then, huh? That did not take long. I expected it to take a lot longer for you guys to jump on in here. Holy crap, you guys are like, let's get this stuff in. Oh, man. I'm thinking about, so, have you guys at all heard, wait, Tiny Horse Song with your guitar solo? Flip Clop, oh, yeah, yeah, I could do a, yeah, that's, actually, that's that, like, bleed solo. If you guys are, like, into cars or anything like that, you'll understand why guys are into metal in general. Guitar work reminds you of some Avenged Sevenfold. Yeah, Avenged Sevenfold's older stuff was good. It's that, this really, really difficult kind of, like, quadruplet. It's not, well, it's not really a quadruplet. It's 2 30-second notes and 2 16th notes, or however else you want to phrase it. I mean, it technically could be 2 30-second notes, 2 64th notes. Could be, technically speaking, I guess, if you really wanted to get technical and crank the BPM all the way up, could be 2 whole notes and 2 half notes. But, you know, neither here nor there. That makes this little sound. Most people, I've noticed, get this confused. I'll show you. Just real quick. While I get this plugged up. Using my Axe Effect. That's why I love having an Axe Effects. I can literally get you guys to hear this immediately. Like, just... And it just sounds so good, doesn't it? Oh, nice. Grindcore and metal for 25 years. Wild. So you're like a Dying Fetus fan. I can't do Dying Fetus right now. Never mind, I can't do that. Man, those are some old school bands. Old school metal. They were quite brutal. And, now it's all into rap music, which is bad. Into DBZ. Oh, yeah. You were into DBZ? You couldn't tell I was into DBZ, could you? You'd never be able to tell. Oh, Broly's head is cut off there. But you can see Broly right next to my arm. Yeah. Anyway, this whole, the little thing, people, you know, the Bleed, song for Bleed, by Meshuggah, the song Bleed. They usually do this. Go, go. something like that, but it's actually just like... But then you speed it up. So it's not triplets, it's not... And it's not quadruplets either. It's actually 2 30-second notes, 2 64 notes, however you'd want to do it. Obviously, the faster ones are first, so it's... So then you get to... Sounds like a car. It's awesome. It sounds like a motor running, you know what I mean? Like... Just some fun stuff. Fun whittly diddly. Anyway, all that good stuff. Let's get right on in here. Texas, all that. Oh, my cable got stuck around my headphones. Maybe I'll do some noodling stuff for fun afterwards. I don't know. Ooh. Using that Keith Merrow signature. Ended up getting a steal of a deal on that. I got that guitar for $500. Those things normally go for like 1,000 these days. Oh, man. Fun stuff. Absolutely love it. So who's excited to see Candace Owens and Blaire White screaming at each other? Does that sound like a good time to you? You know what Dave Rubin's whole entire thing? Oh, man. I want to actually see. Can I set up a poll in here? Can I do that? Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do something real quick. How many of you have seen this debate before? And I'll leave it at yes, no. Okay. Wait, wait. No, I won't ask that. Have you seen this debate before? There we go. I just want to see, real quick, I just posted the poll. I want to see how many of you guys have actually seen this before. This is good stuff. North Carolina, hey, that is where one of my absolute favorite band, my number 2. I hate to even say that they're my number 2 favorite band because they're so good. They deserve a number 1 spot, but I'm always going to be a Winter Sun fan. And, I'm going to be doing a Megadeth cover here soon off their new album because one of the guitarists from Winter Sun is in that band, and it's Winter Sun solos all throughout this Megadeth album. It's the sickest thing I've ever heard in my life. And it's really cool because Dave Mustaine really, he has one of his songs is like kind of his apology to God, in general. Which is really cool, but it's his last album because he's dying. And I guess he's like, look, I'm just going to go out this way. Very, very good album. Let Timu just shred on that album. He is literally one of my all-time favorite guitarists, and he is tearing up this Megadeth album. Oh, 64%. Okay, 65% said yes. All right, cool. So we got some people who've definitely seen this before. I am really glad to see we have people who have not seen it before. Just because this is going to be such a genuine, first time, for you, seeing the hilarity of this debate. You guys are going to really be in for a special treat today. I can tell you that. But, yeah, how would I put it? Yeah, the new Megadeth album, though, it's just sick. It's so sick. But, yeah, North Carolina. The band is called Aether Realm. And they are so good. They are like the American version of Winter Sun, and it's just, they're fantastic. I cannot wait for their new album. All right, we got 99 people in here. You guys ready to get this video going? I'm gonna put 1 in chat if you're ready to get started. That's what I want to see here. I want to see how many of you guys are just ready to get this video going, and I think we've got enough people in here, right? Let's see. We got, Croissant. I didn't realize that actually was your name. Croissant. You know what? I don't need 1s in chat, do I? We got enough people. Let's get it going here.
YouTube, this is it. All of you. all of you out there in the digital universe have been waiting for this, and especially on the Twitter, the anonymous people
you guys jumped
and
right on
the
in. Wow.
furry cats and
delayed?
the green frogs and the rest of you. You've all wanted this. So I want to set a couple things up before I mention and I say hello to my guests today.
Hello.
I'm sitting between two people that I consider friends, two people that I respect, two people that were brave enough to not just fight about things online and from the comforts of anonymity.
Love you guys. Y'all are awesome. Everybody's ready. Let's get it going. 59% of people now. Wow, have not seen this. Crazy.
But two people who were willing to sit across from each other with serious disagreements, with some bad blood there and some things being said already. But we're willing to
turn this down, actually,
and talk about everything that we're going to talk about for the next hour.
Because they're going to start screaming.
That already is a win for everything that's going on in the country these days, everything that's going on online these days, and everything else. Beyond that, the three of us.
Arizona.
Some intros first. So
one of my favorite states.
You guys know Candace Owens, Red Pill Black.
Nice.
Candace was a
Red
guest
Pill
on
Black
this show just about 3 weeks ago, and I think that was one of the things that kind of put you on the map. And then literally about 4 or 5 days later, it seems that this whole explosion about what social autopsy is or what it was kind of happened. Anyway, welcome back.
This video is from 2017. And I'm telling you guys, if you have not seen this debate before, it is going to be a treat for you guys. This is amazing. Like, this is good stuff.
For the Rubin Report, I didn't know it was going to happen that quickly.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy you're hosting this.
Yeah. And to my right is Blaire White, who is a friend of mine who has been on the show a couple times. And third time now, you have entered. That is a rare crew.
Is it?
That is a rare. I think we have a couple 4-timers, but you might be the 1 3-timer right now.
We'll go for 4 next time.
We will definitely go for 4. But you are an absolutely outspoken and I think irreverent
Arizona native,
fighter
nice.
against.
I love
so
Arizona so much.
I'm fighting against all the time, and both of you, I think, are fearless defenders of the things that you care about. Just a couple of quick things. I think that the three of us sitting here, if I dare use
still a little too quiet?
identity politics against itself for a moment.
Gay, trans, black?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
A black conservative, a trans woman who really leans right. If not, do you call yourself a conservative?
Yeah, it's easiest.
Okay, so we've got a black conservative, a trans conservative, a gay liberal, but I'm an old school liberal, which is everything against identity politics these days. And I know none of us care about that stuff per se, but I think it's important just to put it out there that we're doing this, and that.
Yeah, everyone's saying that. Yeah, Blaire has lost weight for sure. That I didn't realize that Blaire was so much bigger than.
In and of itself is a little bit of a statement right there. Mm-hmm. And we're doing this face to face. And more importantly than anything else, perhaps, we all were lefties.
Yes.
We all were on the other side of perhaps where we're at now politically.
Yeah, it was wildly different.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah, that's not that long
This
ago.
is a man
You were
beast there.
wildly different.
18 months ago.
18 months ago, and
guys.
I've kind of had a slow evolution over these last couple of years. And I think all of those things are worth saying because I think actually that there's a lot that we do agree on, and hopefully we can get to some of that. But I know you guys are watching.
Spoiler alert, they don't get to that. It never gets to that. This is, just wait. Just wait till you see Coach Rubin here. Guys, it's
Because you want to find out more
great.
about what actually happened with Candace's website, Social Autopsy. Now, she explained this fully to me when we sat down about a month ago. And then after that, a bunch of YouTubers started making videos about
Oh, really? I didn't know that about
comments
Blaire.
on it. Was some of it true? It sounds like maybe some definitions were slightly confused. I think I've talked enough. I thought the best way to start would be for you simply to just explain once again your involvement in Social Autopsy and why you did it and sort of where it's at the moment, and then we'll go from there.
Right. So I just want to start off because we just had a conversation off camera. She posted something that said my predictions that I talked about. I'm not comfortable using the she pronoun, not because it's not anything to be disrespectful. It's just that a lot of people that follow me don't know that Blaire is trans, and a lot of people that follow her maybe don't know me, vice versa. And I think that it betrays the audience when you make it sound like this is a petty catfight and there are two girls sitting across from a table, when in fact it is a grown man sitting across from a grown woman who has had a lot of things to say about me when I've never even met you or said negative.
Man, Candace can always sniff out a pecker, can't she? She's just all about that. You know what I mean? Oh, it's always good stuff. It's good stuff. Candace is always like, okay, I'm going to start this off. And she immediately digs right into the person across from her. That's just typical Candace right there, I think. It's kind of funny. I understand Candace's point of view from here. But it's just like, she didn't have to go for the jugular. She could have been like, hey, no disrespect or anything, but I'm not going to refer to you as a woman. Instead, she's just like, there's a grown man sitting in front of a grown woman. They ain't out swinging. Well, Candace is just upset that she doesn't quite swing as far.
Comment about you. So I just want that to be very clear. Happy to, for the rest
Super
of this.
clear.
Yeah, it should be
Super
known.
clear.
We're both adults. You know, you're a grown man.
No,
I'm a
we're
grown woman.
definitely
Oh
adults.
yeah, bring it up again, Candace. Do we get it? You're a grown man. I'm a good woman. We got it.
I just think it's interesting how you act like you're above the ad hominems and you're above attacking someone, when in reality, you and I both know that the situation is you're using those pronouns and you're saying what you're saying, calling me a grown man.
That's not an attack, that's a fact.
Let me finish that. You're doing that in a way to be passive-aggressive and petty, but in a way that your audience doesn't actually read, because you...
Nah, we just started. You haven't missed anything. See, we're 4 minutes into an hour and 34-minute video here. Don't worry, guys.
You have the very hardcore conservative audience, and so they're not really going to read it as petty. Everyone else will.
No,
though.
I don't want them to think that this is a cat fight between two girls. It's not. I'm saying
That's
that
the
you are.
dumbest thing I've ever
No,
heard.
it's very important because
It really isn't, though. But we can move on, because it really...
Blair's actually right, though. It's not important. It's not even the subject of their debate whatsoever. So there's that. You can't hear this well or doing something wrong. Is it down?
really isn't about how she dresses.
me and
I really
biology
don't care
think you're a
about
man. I'm happy to call you a
That's
she for the
totally
rest
fair.
so that we can move on from the pronoun thing and
All right,
answer your
it-
question.
So you're
I
happy
would
to
say,
call me
look,
she, but you
look.
have to start by calling me a man. Okay, that
But I want to make it clear because I don't want to have to afterwards say, if you are, this is your stance on trans, why did you sit across from a trans person and call them she? So I am making it clear because, as we know, you guys like to dig up every single thing that I do in every single minute.
Oh, you guys like to dig up everything. Oh, okay. Who's you guys? Just calling her out because she's part of the trans. So Candace just was straight up like, well, you're LGBTQ LMNOG buddies, you know, or whatever. And it's just like, dang, this is a conservative you're sitting across from. You know that, right? Like, it's not. Oh, you know what? I bet Annie here is probably at the beginning of the video when it was turned down a little more. If I had to guess. Well, we'll see. But yeah, you know, I mean, it's not like Blaire is, you know, a leftist. That's the funny thing about this.
How I dug up
and her
everything
gay
you've done.
husband.
Out of everyone, Candace, there's been a lot of YouTubers that have come out against you. So I actually have a question here before we go. Out of all the YouTubers who have dug stuff up about you, I never made a video. I'm a YouTuber. If I don't think
You
something...
jumped on a video.
I jumped on a
It was
video.
a 4-hour stream.
Which I
okay?
was on for probably 15 minutes.
An
with my
hour and
friends.
15 minutes, exactly.
I was not on a stream for an hour and 15
You were
minutes.
on for an hour and 15 minutes until Barbara came on the stream. I watched it.
I was not
and
on for an hour and 15
All right,
minutes.
so you know, let's do this. Let's just to clean this up, so we don't. I just don't want to get too lost in the weeds of every little word. I think. Look, you guys know my feelings about free speech.
Yeah, no, Blaire's cool. For sure. Blaire doesn't give a crap. So, I mean, that, you know. Obviously, you can see who's just a little bit more authentic. And it's funny that the one with plastic surgery is a lot more authentic than the one right across from her. You know what I mean?
Right.
You are-
Kinda
I'm not
wild.
going to tell you what to say,
Right.
how to refer to Blaire, and Blaire can obviously defend herself. We can do all that, but just so we don't get too lost in that stuff, let's just try to stick to the original
Right.
story here. I think it's fine that
Yeah. And this happens a lot.
you premised it that way. You defended
It's
yourself.
great.
I think that's totally fine. But we could end up in the back part of this forever. So
Yeah, Blaire is more
let's just
feminine
get
than Candace.
to the how did this whole thing start?
Okay, so the backstory to the backstory. Obviously, you know about social autopsy, but there's a very relevant part of this, which is essentially that when I was in high school, I had experience.
Just to preface, for anybody who doesn't know, they are talking about Social Autopsy. That was Candace's website from her company, Degree 180. I'm sure most of you guys know this, but I want to recap a little bit. She used Social Autopsy, the website, to dox several children who said naughty words on the internet. At least that's how I like to think that her husband says it. So, we can continue from here.
That happened to me, and it's something that I like to talk about factually, and I hate talking about it because it involves other people, and I'm out here talking about my opinions, my beliefs. When you're involving other people, I think it's a little unfair. When I was a junior...
Notice how she was like, we should stop talking about Social Autopsy because it involves other people. Candace, who curated all those other people and who doxed them? That's you. You did that. Now you're trying to sit there and be like, oh, these people are victims of what I did, and so it's just better if we don't talk about it. And I'm just like, okay. That's nice, Candace. Very nice of you.
In high school, I received about one night I was sitting on a couch with my boyfriend and I received anonymous phone calls. And at the end of watching Talladega Nights with my boyfriend, I picked up the phone, I listened to the voicemails, and they were people, 4 boys that were screaming back and forth, calling me a dirty nigger, saying we're going to tar and feather your family, saying...
Wow, she really hard-hearted there. I completely forgot about that. Well, everyone heard that. Terribly sorry about that. I would have censored it if I, YouTube, don't be mad at me. That was not intentional. 64% of you guys have not seen this debate. Wow. All right, well, everyone heard the R word. Or the hard R. Terribly sorry. We'll continue here.
We're going to do to you like we did to Martin Luther King, put a bullet in the back of your head, made reference...
Wait, he didn't have a bullet in the back of his head, though.
...to Rosa Parks. It was really probably the nastiest thing that I've ever heard in my entire life. After hearing that, and by the way, this is not a victim story, it's just something that factually happened that you guys can all research. After hearing those voicemails, I went to school the next day, and I didn't call the cops or anything, but I was a little terrified because I did not know 4 people that wanted to see me dead and that hated me, period. I went to school the next day. The teacher essentially we were talking in a philosophy class. I brought up what had happened. It was like a moment where it made sense to bring up what happened the night before. And the teacher jumped up and said, like, you're going to the principal right now. You're reporting this. Like, that's very serious. Like, I want to take you right now. He picks me up, going to the principal's office, and she hears the voicemails, which I still had. There were 3 of them. And she made the decision to call the police. Like, totally I would have never called the police. I would have done it the night before. It turns out, by some random stroke of, like, super misfortune, that one of the kids that was in the car when they left these voicemails happened to be the current governor of Connecticut's son. And where this would have normally been like maybe like a tap on the finger sort of a thing, this turned into an FBI investigation. And, you know, the then mayor was making comments that were very like, you know, political. It became political. So all of a sudden I'm in school and I've got the NAACP on the front.
She just accidentally fell into the NAACP. She just accidentally fell into all of this in general. It's kind of funny, but she never mentions how these guys got her phone number and who these guys were. Isn't that a little interesting? Seems like there may be something a little bit more about that, but I guess who knows?
Steps. I'm very, if you know anything about me, I hate the NAACP because of this. I think that they are a trash group and that
they got you $32,000.
Extort black people's emotions for pay.
And she didn't deny that pay.
You don't know where I stand on anything for you to call me a fraudulent conservative. You don't know the things that I've lived through. So that was something that I didn't really understand.
A lot of things I don't understand too. So I have a million questions for you because unfortunately you'd have me blocked up until like 2 days ago over one tweet I sent to you. So
no, it was
into his throat, just like Charlie. So he was shot with a 30-06, right through his chin, pretty much. Jawline, side of the jaw, something, and it went right into his neck. So, you know, there's that. And it didn't have any exit hole.
Live stream.
It was a live stream. I went on a live stream. First of all, it was not for an hour and 15 minutes. I hope people go and fact check that because it was not on there for that long. That's the first thing. The second thing is, again, you had me blocked before the live stream. You had me blocked before the live stream. So, and you've had a million people blocked. You blocked everyone.
Right. I'm going to get into that. I want to finish.
I know, but I'm going to finish what I was saying first. You had a million people blocked.
So that doesn't really make sense.
Okay, so Candace apparently was talking, but that doesn't make sense, even though she just interrupted that point. Whatever.
No, I'm just saying I'm glad that we're actually having a conversation because prior to this, the reason why it's actually gone to the point where I have to do on the Rubin Report rather than just a quick exchange on Twitter or you making a video on your own channel is because you've blocked conversations.
So I just want to be clear. You're allowed to tweet out your trash and I am supposed to then defend myself rather than you coming to me first for answers. Just so we're clear.
You're absolutely not supposed to defend yourself. You don't have to do anything.
Right. So you're insulted that I blocked you after you insulted me publicly to what do you have 130,000? Does that even make sense to you? Like saying that right now?
Candace, you have every right to block me. There's no you can not respond. You can respond. You can block me. Whatever it is. What I'm saying is. People are criticizing the way that you've handled the situation. You have the backstory, which I will absolutely let you finish, but the way you're dealing with people calling out the story and calling out things that they think maybe are fraudulent, maybe they're not fraudulent, maybe you can clear that up, is you haven't actually cleared it up. You've blocked everyone. People can attest to that, everyone. Andy Worski, Bunty King, Dave Cullen, who actually provided screenshots.
Are any of those people still around? I know Andy Worski's kind of flailing around on Kick, unfortunately, with whoever the big guy is. It's not a very good show, in my opinion, and they constantly try to drum up old drama that never mattered, so it's just kind of sad to watch someone, you know, who got so addicted to drugs and then is kind of trying to make a comeback and whatnot. I really, really liked Andy Worski. I really liked Andy Worski, but seeing kind of how he's been going these days, oof, sucks. True Artie, the story smells. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. You were blocked for the first time by Candox right after this debate? Absolutely. Yeah, that's funny, though. All over a joke. Yeah, it was a Village Crazy Lady. Ended up blocking me, Candace's #1 fan here, because I brought up 5 other genocides going on in the world that the United States is funding. She just blocked me. She was like, we shouldn't be funding genocides. Genocides are wrong. I was like, what about these other 5 genocides? And then just blocked. I don't know why, but I think she's got some interest in some other Middle Eastern countries, kind of like Tucker and whatnot, but neither here nor there, right?
Things he said to you. So unlike me, I can see you blocking me for calling you trash. And honestly, I'll say I'm sorry for calling you trash. That's totally fine. But as far as him, he sent like 4 or 5 very respectful tweets, just asking you for questions, asking for your side of the story. So if he made a video, he could
I would just like to, chronologically speaking, they make the videos and then ask questions. I don't do that. I'm not, I don't negotiate with terrorists. You don't get to make a video about me lying, okay? And then saying, now you better come to me and answer me. Who does that? That's the opposite way of handling anything. It's an expression. I don't negotiate with terrorists. Don't take it to heart. It's an expression.
I'm not taking it to heart. It's just kind of silly.
All right, hold on.
It's an expression.
Hold on. We got to get the full story because otherwise there's going to be enough people watching this that still aren't clear on the full story.
Right.
That if we go too far into the follow-up, we're going to get lost here. By the way, I just really quick want to mention that when you texted me and said, I want to do this on your show, and I'd like to do it with Blaire, I thought about it for a minute because I wasn't even sure if I wanted to get involved in this. I think that this Twitter, YouTube drama, I think causes, it's partly, we're all here because of just this drama machine that just endlessly drags everybody. But to both of your credit, you asked me to do it, and I texted you, and literally within 30 seconds, you said you would do it. And that's people should know that because we live in a time when no one backs themselves.
Why are we still at the whole beginning? Like, this is what's funny. We're 11 minutes into this video. We're still like, you guys both agreed to debate. That is so nice. And people need to know. It's like, okay, Dave, we get it, buddy. I remember seeing this part and just going, my God, they are just droning this front part out. But don't worry. It gets so much better and so much more hilarious.
All this crap.
It's just a tip of the iceberg.
But let's just get through the story, and then we can do the rest.
Long story short, this was categorized as a hate crime. The FBI was involved. I was out of school for about 6 weeks, and just imagine, like, I didn't even want to report it, and then having like what felt like your entire life. It was front page of Connecticut newspaper.
Yet she did report it, though. Wow. You didn't want to, but you did it anyway.
For 2 months, people and. A lot of the stuff that you had to read, because remember, the FBI was involved, so they wouldn't make any arrests. They wouldn't do anything because they wanted to dot their I's and cross T's. They're dealing with a politician, a Democratic politician, right? And he's not being honest. He could have easily just been like, my kid did something really stupid. He's trying to be a politician, essentially. And when these arrests were finally made, or while the investigation was going on,
Candace does do
people were just on the internet, just speculating, just like, and not being aware that they were talking about children. You know what I'm saying? I was probably the eldest. I was 17 years old. This youngest person in that car, I didn't know any of them, by the way. This was like a drunk phone call. I knew 1 kid out of the 4 kids. The youngest kid in that car was 14 years old. So these kids are getting called racist. Okay? And I personally, like, I hate labels like racism. I hate when you call somebody racist, sexist.
Look, if 4 white guys actually call a black person up and they start using the hard R, chances are, actually, they probably are racist. So I don't know what Candace is trying to do here. This is Candace trying so hard to relate to Republicans, not realizing how stupid she sounds. Even a Republican is going to come out and be like, okay, yeah, that is some straight up racism. When you're calling up somebody who you know for sure is black, and you are hard R-ing them over the phone and threatening them, threatening to do KKK style stuff to them, threatening to blast them like Martin Luther King Jr., that is actually legit racism. I don't know why she's defending this, to be honest. I didn't want to report these guys. I knew they were just being kids and stuff like that. And it's like, look, I'm sure that, of course, they're just being kids. They obviously don't have the means to carry out a Martin Luther King style situation here, right? But at the end of the day, I myself have never done anything like that. And none of my friends have ever done anything like that either. I'd say that's quite a bit of step above. Look at you making me look like a little left-winger. What a silly situation. But she's tried so hard to be like, look at me, I'm a conservative. I swear I'm a conservative. Look, these people said the N-word at me. I really didn't want to report it. I really wasn't offended. They weren't actually being racist. And it's like, look at how hard you're trying, though. This should have been a wake-up call for so many people back then. So many people should have looked at this and been like, oh, Candace is fake.
It really stings me because I think it's wrong. Like, I think it's wrong that a 14-year-old got labeled a racist instead of being reprimanded or told why it was wrong. So I'm very against label. Another thing that, you know, from my history, I've always been very conservative on. Following this event, and I barely made it to college because of this.
Fun fact, though, they were all underage, so it's not like any of them became public anyway. None of it, like, these boys were not listed publicly. So I don't know why she's going this far to defend this.
It was like something that was really taxing that happened in my senior year. And following this event, I developed severe anorexia. Like, it's a part of my story. It's something that you need to be sorry about. People have anorexia are just looking for a way to control. It's a control mechanism. So I felt like my life was completely out of control and people were basically able to freely say whatever they wanted about me. And it was permanently on the internet. Like, this situation that happened. And
that is interesting, isn't it? She talks a lot deeper nowadays, doesn't she? Huh.
The NAACP fighting with politicians, and nobody gave a shit about the kids that were involved in this. Nobody cared about the kids that were involved in this. I developed anorexia. I think the ringleader, they kept calling him, that like had these kids call me, went on to have like DUIs. He was like a closeted gay at the time. Everybody's life got ruined by this. And it was something that I never wanted, and it ate me alive. Right. It just was like, this is it. Like the internet.
Now, it's just harder for her to hit those at higher register nowadays.
It's forever, and these things happen. You get to write about them, and you get to politicize something that's not true. Right? Trumped, when I got over my anorexia, I think I was 22 at the time. It was in 2012. Like, I had fully, honestly, I thought through it. It was one of those things that...
Now listen to what she's saying about the kids real quick, okay? She's got, like, these were children, these were kids, going on there. May I remind you guys, the debate is about all of the children she doxed, literally, a year or two before this debate took place. Just want to point that out. She's sitting here acting like, and she's going to fluff and fluff and fluff and go, I care about the kids, I care about the kids, I care about the kids. The reason why she has to do that is because right now she's in the hot seat for literally doxing children. That's the whole beginning of this debate. So she has to preface it with, oh, look at what happened to these poor kids. Look what happened to these poor kids. And I tried so hard to help them and all, to obfuscate from the horrific doxing that she had committed.
I had to sit down and really question, where did this anorexia come from? What am I trying to control?
Yeah, developed anorexia from being what, stressed?
I thought about children. I thought to myself, like, technology is something that people don't talk about. I gave a TED Talk on this, which many people that have staunchly defended me have seen my TED Talks. They knew where my heart was at when I did this. I felt like kids, we are in like a different generation. You're also young as well, so you have, we have Instagram, Facebook. They never had this. Like you when you were in school, I'm not trying to like make it seem like you're a dinosaur,
Why, Candace,
right?
why?
You didn't have this. You didn't have, and there are 10-year-olds that are killing themselves over Snapchat, and it's all like just because of the internet. My dad, when I was growing up, my dad had a beeper. And then all of a sudden we have Facebook and Instagram, all of these things. And I thought to myself, what a way if I can come back and create something that helps kids navigate technology, right, without ruining their lives. Like, do these kids need to be arrested for saying mean things? No, I disagree with that. Like, I disagree, even though they characterized me as the victim and characterized these children as the aggressors, I felt that it was wrong.
Let me see how old Candace was in this video. So this was on, oh wow, this is 10 days before my birthday, wild. Let's see. So 2017, this was 2017, okay. Yeah, 2017. That would have been 9 years ago, so 27? I think she was 27 years old here.
Okay, so you created Social Autopsy with the idea that it was sort of going to almost self-police some of the kids' ability to ruin themselves.
Right, exactly. So. what we thought was, what if there was a way when kids do these like stupid things, and we initially always thought about kids. We had to change it because people said first try it on adults, try to something a little looser because people are sensitive when it comes to children. And we said, what if there was a way that we could archive what they say with like a no-no type of a punishment, like maybe it's held for 3 months, and everybody, like all of these schools, we were meeting with principals of schools, of high schools, before we even decided what we wanted to do, to say, how can we help? What would be helpful? What do kids care about? Well, they care about...
So essentially, she was setting up a secret police with principals across schools, across the nation in schools. All these different principals would get an influx of like text messages, naughty things that kids said, be delivered to their front desk so they could just use on the children all day long there and be like, you posted this online, you posted this online. Instead of, I don't know, maybe just reporting it to their parents? No, let's do it to schools so the parents aren't aware. Kind of see where, a lot of her ideology comes from. What happens in schools today? Well, most parents don't know what goes on. That's the way Candace was going to have it, too. Funny how the left never really leaves you.
Being on the football team, right? What if you said, you're on social autopsy, all these schools have this program, you said this to Carolina, whatever it is, now you don't get to try out for the football team. Something that's like petty, you know, but... Yeah. Better than getting arrested, right? It's better than knowing that you were a part of someone's suicide because you said something mean, and because I don't think kids have the mentality that their brains are underdeveloped.
Oh, really?
Like our brains were underdeveloped to really understand the implications of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Social autopsy was born.
He'd be 36 as well then. But yeah.
The web developer that I was speaking to, and I was actually at the time, remember I used to work in finance, I was talking to some potential investors, and they said, as I mentioned, start with adults. Start with adults, do something like you know, build something that we can kind of see what you're thinking of how it would work in terms of archiving things, and we'll go from there.
All right, so to be clear, and then I'm going to let you jump in.
Candace alone.
When you created this, it was basically to defend some of these kids from wrecking their lives, and schools would be able to look and maybe go, oh, you actually did have a decent...
Oh, we only doxed all these kids and had all their naughty texts to prevent them from ruining their lives. Okay, they totally weren't going to be used to keep kids from getting jobs in the future or anything.
In track record here, you said this stupid thing, but we're not going to let that
don't take that serious.
And
he's doing the whole leave Britney alone. She's doing the whole Britney alone thing, I think.
Unless I'm understanding, we have to do a little something here with definitions of words, because that, what you're describing there doesn't sound to me like a doxing. A doxing website would be, I'm using this site to release information about people. But you're saying basically this was going to be an archive home for schools to look at this information and sift through it. Okay.
So I think calling it an archive, I mean, it literally is an archive, but it's also a doxing website. Anytime you publish people's personal information, it is doxing.
It's not personal information.
Why not?
Because it was public.
Because it was on Facebook. That's still the definition of doxing. If you share someone else's...
No, it's not.
If you share someone...
No, it's not. You can't change the definition of doxing.
Hold on.
I actually have the definition right here.
Good.
If you share someone else's personal information without their consent, it is doxing, especially when it comes
Google
to kids.
doxes everyone?
I'll finish. Especially when it comes to kids. I mean, she's definitely playing the whole, like, wanting to protect kids thing, which I think, honestly, your heart could have very well been in the right place. But the reality is, when you aggregate information of children and you attach it to where they go to school, which was the intent of your website, in fact, you actually said that it was the best time to be on the website if you were a child because it teaches you.
Can you slow down? I literally can't follow you right now.
You said that it was the best time to be on your website when you're a child because it teaches them responsibility of what they say online, right?
We said that in a video. There are not a single child was on there because,
I'm not saying there was. I didn't say there was.
Yeah, because we didn't want to shut off. Like, if people asked questions, we didn't want to shut off the possibility of having children. If we found out this worked and this was harmless and, you know, no harm, no foul, we didn't want to come out and say we're never going to put a minor on here because, again, the whole reason I thought of the idea was because of what happened to me when I was a minor.
Well, it's actually illegal to even put the child's information on there.
There was no children, so this is like a fantasy conversation right now.
It's not a fantasy conversation. It was your intent. So that's what you don't really understand. You think that because the website didn't actually come to fruition that people still don't have a right to criticize the idea of it. That's exactly what you think. But regardless, you made it very clear that your intent was to put that information on your website.
Spoiler alert, though, it was like 10,000 people on there got all their information released in the trial. So it never came to fruition. But it did become a splash. They did have a splash page that ended up holding all of like 10,000 different people's information. And it all got completely leaked. And she's like, well, that's not my fault. There was a backdoor entrance and people found out how to get into it. And it's like, sorry, but you're the one who did it. You're the one who did it.
It actually violates the Children's Internet Protection Act. So it was illegal, so that's why your Kickstarter was actually
All right, wait, hold on. So let's pause for a second.
There were no children on it. You're talking about...
I'm not saying that there was. I'm saying you had the intent.
Blaire has said multiple times when Candace is like, there were no children on my website. The problem is the website didn't go public, but all the information was actually there, and a lot of people were able to backdoor their way into it.
This is a wild imagination you have. So you're saying that if this was your intent, like just so we're clear, we're here because if this was your intent and if it had happened, even though it didn't, right?
Candace.
That's why we're pissed and that's why we're trying to ruin everything that you are, because we have decided that we are policing what could have, would have, and should have happened. Is that correct?
How have I tried to ruin it?
We're dealing in coulda, woulda, shoulda.
It's not.
It didn't happen. You're admitting it didn't happen.
Candace,
but you're talking about acts.
Are you going to let me finish?
She's literally bringing up laws right now that could have been violated, even though it wasn't violated.
Blaire didn't interrupt the entire time there when Candace was given her whole entire story. And Candace cannot keep her mouth shut now. Jeremy for the quartering should have you on for a segment. Oh man, that'd be fun. I would be on Jeremy's show anytime, any day he wants me. Anytime. Like, that'd be fun. I really like the quartering. I see eye to eye with him quite well. You know what I mean? So it's pretty much why I enjoy the quartering in general.
Even though it wasn't created, because your intent is what we were criticizing. I intend to drive drunk. I don't drive drunk.
Can you let me respond?
It just makes no sense. You're not making sense.
Because you're not.
Did I do it, yes or no?
Maybe if I could finish a sentence, you'd understand that I am making sense. But if I can't actually reveal my point to you, how are you going to...
And it's not a dox. We need to stick with the definition of doxes. That is where things went.
I do want to clear up some definitions.
Like, I need to be able to finish what I'm saying is the thing. Like, Okay, so... Are you telling me that it's absolutely insane and it's absolutely fantasy land for someone like you to come out and you're a staunch free speech supporter, correct? You come out and you say, I support free speech. That's something you say.
When did I say that? I do, but I'm asking you what you said. You come out.
She just said, she pretty much just asked, are you a free speech supporter? And Candace is like, when have I said that? That's scary. That's some scary crap right there. Well, we know where Candace stands now, don't we? Hey, if you guys are new here, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. Thank you all so much.
And you say as if that was my whole shtick, but I'm asking you, when did I say that?
I didn't say it was your whole shtick. I said that's part of who you are and what you believe is that you are in support of free speech. Do you think it's absolutely insane for someone to question someone who supports free speech?
The reason that I support free speech is
I have to finish my question. I have a lot of questions for you. You have to let me actually ask them.
Right.
Okay, so
God,
you are someone who supports free speech. That's part of your message.
You're trying to say that's my whole shtick. I never said anything like that, Candace. Shut up and let me talk. That's the whole debate, guys. We're 20 minutes in. We have an hour and 14 minutes left of this. Just buckle up, because this is crazy. 67% of you guys have not seen this video. That is wild. Oh, you guys having a good time so far with it? This is what it's like just 20 minutes in. It gets way more heated. It gets way more heated. Yeah, this is old, but it's very fun.
As a conservative, which is a great message. Do you really think it's that crazy for people to see Red Pill Black supporting free speech and then look back?
Yeah, but at least when Trump doesn't admit he's wrong, he always makes it funny. Candace just makes everyone mad.
A year ago and see that she tried to create a website that doxed people, and you can say it wasn't doxing, but when you publish people's information,
we're going to get to the bottom. That is not true. That is categorically false.
Let's try to clean up.
I just don't understand how it's perceived to be so insane.
First,
Fantasyland.
Two questions here. First, it's important that we address doxing, and I'm going to let you do that.
Yeah, all right. So let's just one thing at a time here, because
there's a lot here.
So first off, we can pull up. You're welcome to pull up the definition of doxing. I think part of what's happening here is we're struggling with a couple of. So as I said, splash page, which you did forward me some emails.
Jennifer,
you guys were referring to this as a splash page the entire time.
Splash page, what she said.
Now, in essence, that may have been some confusion by your web guy. I mean, you forwarded me the.
Oh yeah, it'd be cool to talk to Melanie Mac too. Yeah, Candace is fun. Yeah, well, she's making this fun, I guess.
Change. So
last February, he's been calling it a splash page.
That's what her web guy was calling.
My web developer called it that.
But hold on a second.
It wasn't a splash page. A splash page is literally defined as a logo before you go into a website. You had multiple.
We were building a technology. You're not understanding this.
I'm absolutely
no, you're not. And now you can let me finish. We were building a technology, not a website. So what he was saying is, this is a splash. This is a splash of what we were actually. We never built it. That's the whole point you're missing. When you're building a technology.
Okay. So did you not have a database of 20,000 plus people? That's what you've stated.
Oh, 20,000. Never mind. I thought it was 10 for some reason.
There are two statements you said. There's a database of 20,000 plus people, and that it was a non-functioning splash page. One of those statements can be true. Which one is true?
What do you mean? It was not. You're not missing the point.
I think
this is what you're trying to tell you.
Hold on. What people are
they're getting hung up. You're getting hung up on splash page. You're not listening to the fact that he's telling you that he read the emails between me and the web developer. You're not listening to that.
Candace,
I'm absolutely
hang on, guys. Candace, what I think people are confused by is, regardless of the definition of splash page, if it was non-functioning, how did it in fact collect the information of 20,000 people?
Right. It didn't collect the information. If people are writing in the information, it was storing it. It was an archive.
Look at those. Look at how hard she was trying. It wasn't gathering information. People were kind of uploading. It was an archive. So the information was there. Candace is, instead of just simply saying, all she had to do was say, I thought that was the right thing to do. And it wasn't. And I'm sorry for doing that. That was not a good thing for me to do. And I hope we can move past it. And I will make all the victims, I will make it up to all the victims in one way, shape, or the other. That's all she would have really had to have done. But look at how hard she is backpedaling on this. It is so funny.
Okay, hold on. So, just
storing or collecting.
All right, let's just get some of this here.
You understand what I'm saying about the splash? We never built the technology.
Okay,
Candace, you said there was a database, and then you said all it ever was a non-functioning splash page.
I didn't say that. I literally quoted. I did say that. You're not listening to me. Let me finish the sentence. I did say that, but you're not listening to me. My web developer, I forwarded him all the emails from February. Did you not see these?
No,
He called it a non-functioning splash page because we hadn't yet built the technology.
Okay, so
you're making it seem like I'm a liar. And that's what I wasn't okay with. It was something that was told to me by a web developer, and I repeated
If there was a database, it's not a non-functioning splash page. So are you willing to take it back that it was a non-functioning splash page?
I am more than happy to admit. Like I said to Dave.
Okay.
Okay, so wait, hold on. I think
you didn't let me say anything. You just said go ahead.
She just said okay. Said okay. But now she wants to add more to it. Yeah, it was a non-functioning, or it was a functioning page. But Candace doesn't want to say that. Isn't it crazy?
I'm gonna go. Let me finish my statement.
Okay, then go.
I am more than happy to admit that when I stated that, I said that. I regurgitated verbatim, and he saw the emails, what my web developer called it as soon as we started. He said, because we're not building technology yet, you don't have the money to. We had to raise money to build.
Candace, just say you didn't understand that he was wrong. That's all she had to do. That's all she had to do in this situation was just be like, look, my web developer guy, he said it was a non-functioning splash page. Turned out he was wrong. I didn't know that. That was his words, not mine. I repeated him. I feel bad for repeating him. That's all she had to do. She didn't want to do that.
The technology.
You said it was fully funded.
Okay, hold on.
No, it wasn't. I never said it was fully funded.
Guys, hang on one second. So, all right, so I think that's an important distinction, what we just got to there. I am agreeing with you, and I think Blaire will take my word for it that I saw the emails that your web developer referred to it as a non-functioning splash page, but you're also acknowledging that that's not quite right.
Yeah, and that's
that
fine.
It did actually.
Oh, I didn't know Tree was on it.
Okay, but
wow.
See, the problem with you saying it's not true is that you're making.
Tree blocked me because I was unsure about the whole Israel-Palestine thing, which I'm still not on one side or the other per se. It's just Israel has a lot more evidence, physical evidence in their favor rather than Palestine. That's all I've ever said. And Tree of Logic chewed into me so hard and was like, I can't believe I'm not going to follow some Zionist freak or something like that. And I was like, I'm not a Zionist, though. I've seen more evidence in Israel's side than I have on Palestine's side. That's all I'm saying. I haven't chosen a side. I'm not fighting that battle. I'm not involved. But yeah, Tree of Logic completely lost it on me over that. Oh well, some people just don't have a good temperament.
It seemed like I'm a liar. I was never a liar. I said what was told to me from the very time that we started this, what my web developer called it from start to finish. I said exactly what was told to me. The issue is that you're making it seem like I intentionally lied to try to hide something. That's the problem. You don't get to call somebody a liar and a fraud-ass bitch, which is what you called me 1,000 times.
Candace.
You're a fraud-ass bitch, fraud bitch. I told you exactly what
Candace cannot stop talking. She's running damage control so hard. She does not want Blaire to say anything, and she wants to keep Blaire on the back foot, so Blaire never makes a good point. That's what Candace tries to do anyway.
I know you love to pretend you're above the ad hominems. Meanwhile, on your Twitter right now, you called YouTubers who are criticizing you bottom feeders. You called Tree of Logic a crackhead. You called...
I genuinely think she's on drugs.
Okay, that's fine.
She said I was releasing a doxing site in 3 weeks, and she was scared for her life. That's definitely not living with normal reality.
That is a bit foul.
Well, they actually specifically talk about her doxing. You are correct. Hey, you are correct, Brookie. Crazy. Good timing with that. Hey, let's see, I had to rewind so behind. Oh, no, you're good, You'll catch up. Put it on 1.5.
A rumor to spread.
It's not a rumor.
How
She
is it
just
not
said
a
I was
rumor?
using a doxing
How
site
is it
in
not
3
a rumor?
weeks.
Hold on, guys.
How are you? Who
Candace,
are you defending?
here
That's what I
comes,
said.
guys,
Candace,
guys.
She's right now defending an alt-right sympathizer that straight up said that I was releasing a doxing site in 3 weeks. That is the ground zero of this entire predicament. That she
Right,
could
she started
spread
it, not
fear.
Richard Spencer. Not Richard Spencer, like you said.
I did not say
all right,
Richard. I said
guys,
perpetuated.
guys.
Do you know the definition of perpetuate?
You
Guys,
said.
Do you know
guys.
the definition of perpetuate? Yes or no? I said he
Candace?
perpetuated it.
God.
You said that Richard Spencer made a video on you.
I
but
said
but
he-
he didn't.
I said
you
he-
said he made one. You said he made one. When he just
I said
retweeted
he
one.
perpetuated
I have a video.
smear campaign about me.
All right, guys,
That's exactly what I
Candace,
said. I never
guys,
said he started
guys,
the
guys,
rumor
guys,
He made a
whatsoever.
video on you and he didn't.
Guys,
There's no
guys,
evidence
guys.
of that.
To be
he
honest,
does not have a video.
to be
up.
honest, I
He
know this
does
is
not
gonna
have a video.
super hurt your egos, but I didn't watch a single
I'll tell you, I'll run down the point again of this. The whole point is Blaire White was one of the first ones to call out Candace Owens. Because when Candace Owens started her YouTube channel, Red Pill Black, Blaire White came out and was like, hey, this is Candace Owens. Y'all remember that name? Because at the time, Candace Owens was quite the famous name because she released a child doxing website. Like, released a bunch of information, was trying to dox kids for saying naughty words. So Candace Owens, she managed to reclaim her name as a conservative name. It's crazy. Because back in 2017 and 2016, Candace Owens was known as an extreme leftist child doxer. That's why she had to start her YouTube name as Red Pill Black. Because she's a black lady who took the red pill and is now conservative. So it's really, really, really funny to see that go down that way. Years later, she managed to reclaim the name Candace Owens and it not mean something extreme left-wing. Which, boy, did she ever get lucky for that one.
one of your videos except for the Google Hangout for the first hour that you were on it.
Candace, I didn't make a video on you. So
You jumped in a video
All right,
chat.
hold on,
Like,
ladies.
like own it.
Ladies,
It doesn't
ladies,
matter. You were
guys.
on it for an hour and
someone else's live.
hour and 15 minutes.
Guys.
Let's quote Blaire. She's such a mess. This is going to be like,
Oh,
honestly.
C-Star, have you seen this all the way through? Dave really loses control. It's the funniest thing ever.
Intellectually, like, it's going to be hard to get through. She's such a mess. The fact that anyone believes her is so sad. She's a fraud. She's a fraud. She's a fraud-ass bitch. No, these are not hip-hop lyrics. She's such a joke. She's so stupid. This bitch thinks she's going to change everything, and she's not. Especially after going on InfoWars, which is ridiculous. The insults that she lodged towards InfoWars because they have a big audience, and to them watching, my apologies. I have a lot of respect for them.
Because they have a big audience?
Because let's keep it real. Where is she going to go after that? Some dumbass bitches are still believing her. For people that believed me, you're all dumbass bitches. She's a complete SJW, and people are so dumb. By the way, this beef with her started before she ever thought about doxing, because she literally says, from the second I saw her, I thought, wow, that's definitely an act. This is honestly envy dressed up as righteousness.
You gotta give me a chance to moderate this thing. Otherwise, we're just going to be crossed up all over.
Moderate.
Okay, so it sounds like to me.
The woman on the left, you'd be actually quite surprised to know that, that lady's got a weenie. But anyway, no, it's Blaire White, trans, man to female, who is very much pretty based and, conservative. So, yeah, good stuff. She's the first one here to call out I almost said Trandis. I've never even had that leave my lips before. That's funny.
I'm just trying to get to facts here.
Yeah,
I
Blaire
get it.
did cook her.
That's what I want to.
We can do this all day.
We can
We can look at every tweet that we all sent or that everyone sent to each other and all the mean little things. And that's what everyone, all the people that I think are the bad actors in this and all the people that just want us to relentlessly fight.
all they want.
There's nothing that's going to make them happier than to watch you two just scream at each other. So So I am going to try to get it to something a little above
no
that.
problem
Okay,
at all.
you made the site. You made what was referred to in your documents as a non-functioning splash page.
Correct.
You are acknowledging that it did take in information,
Bestie Bee, my bad.
meaning that people could submit information, but it was Facebook pages and things of that matter. You are not denying that.
No,
So
absolutely not denying
you
that.
accept that?
Denying what? Sorry.
That the site that was being referred to as a non-functioning splash page
Had a database.
Did take information. And
Right,
you were not denying that.
No, not at all.
Now, as I
for
understand
sure,
the
Nancy.
definition of doxing, but this is, I think, where maybe we could get a little lost in the exact specifics, is that doxing would only be if that information was released.
Oh, you just heard
right?
Angela
I
just
don't think
heard sniff
doxing
out
is
of Pecker.
taking in information.
And it has to be personal information.
So you're saying, well, you're just
an address, an
The
email
problem
address,
is-
something that you could stalk and
so
harass that person.
just to be clear,
when-
all the site did was take in public.
Well, no, so yeah, Bernie, so people can change, right? The whole point is Candace started out as a leftist. has always denied the wrongdoings that she did and is acting like, you know, well, she did nothing bad and has continued that going forward. Continued her same behavior, burning up contracts, calling out people, dogpiling. When people start calling her out, she calls it a smear campaign. When she calls people out, it's justified. It's just all the same stuff that Candace has been doing since she was a leftist. And that's why we're going over this debate again.
Information,
public
correct?
information. That's why they were linked. This is what was so funny, like watching this like ridiculous stream with them. Is like he's like, yeah, I know that these profiles are real because I found people on Facebook. We found the people on public. We didn't even find them. Like we didn't search for people's names. It was like publicly on Facebook. Like if you jump in on CNN's wall. And by the way, this was all for a test. This was all for a test. So even us taking those names, these weren't people that we were even going to have on a database. Period. It was just a testing phase so that we could go out to investors and get funded. That was it.
Okay. Now let's pause for a second. I want to give you an
opportunity. Here's a huge problem, especially saying that it was a testing phase.
Yeah.
The problem is a lot of those people that were in your database were doxed. Were actually doxed. Again,
what do you mean they were actually doxed? Say what doxed means to you.
If you look at the Kiwi Farms link that people are spreading around, there are people posting in that thread, sharing their personal addresses, and yes,
that's bullshit. There was never. I'm not going to let her do that. There was never a line for that to be included on my website. I don't care what Kiwi Farms did because they doxed me too.
Listen, they didn't get the address from your website. See, if you
so then I didn't dox them.
Listen.
God, Candace is so bad at listening. It's embarrassing.
Let her finish.
When you create a digital, basically hit list of online bullies, you're enabling vigilantes to go on.
Oh, well, the whole point of Dave Rubin hosting this was to have an attempt of somebody moderating this. But you'll see, even Dave Rubin wasn't enough. They needed to actually get probably somebody better at moderating because Dave Rubin could not get a hold on this.
To there and enact doxing whatever they want to do. These people, these people's businesses were.
She's now accusing me of what Kiwi Farms did. This is crazy.
Well,
if I take a screenshot of your name and your tweet,
tell me what this looks like.
It's not from my website. So how are you accusing me of that?
The point is, when you create an online digital hit list of online bullies,
this was done for this. This is done for this. I'm sorry.
She just will not let Blaire make a point. She really doesn't want to.
That's not someone's address someone got because that person was on your list.
What year was that posted?
It was last year, the same time everything happened with your website. It was last year.
Yeah, because Zoe Quinn attacked us and started trying.
All right.
You're missing the point.
Just to be clear. So what you were
she doxed my family on Kiwi Farms.
Okay. Hang on a second. So just to be clear, what you're showing me here.
And that sucks, and that's horrible. I don't
care. Honestly, it wasn't that serious. I think even that is being blown proportion. Nothing happened. Everybody's alive. It was just like
no. It wasn't just online drama. It was literally over Candace Owens' doxing website that she had called Social Autopsy. When she was a leftist, literally like 6 months to a year before this, and then changed to Red Pill Black. Like that's kind of the whole point. So they're debating all that.
You know, like nobody. It's been 18 months. Nothing happened. There were pictures and names. That is all you guys have ever been able to do. That's on Kiwi Farms. You're not on Social Autopsy.
Listen to me. On your website, pictures and names. On your website.
So she's admitting it's pictures and names. How the hell is that a dox? You can Google someone's name and get pictures. Is that a dox?
Hold on.
Oh my God. My point is the intent, Candace. The point is when you create a digital hit list of people who are online bullies, especially when it comes to a lot of the times it's conservatives and people who are on this. The reason why these people are on there, you can see their comments that they made. The reason why they're put on the website.
Okay, but
vigilantes then go to this website. The point is that it was a trash idea. It was an Orwellian nightmare. People went to it, abused it.
It never launched.
I'm aware, but the information.
God, Candace is an idiot. The whole point is you made a site for leftists to go to see people making racist comments, so then they could look these people up and then find their information. That's the whole point. But her website had a lot more information than just names and pictures. That's the best part about it. We'll get to that soon here. What's a doxer? Always a doxer, exactly. Oh, yeah, she was a hardcore leftist. Candace was an absolute hardcore leftist. Literally months before she did this interview. And she had created her channel Red Pill Black.
The database was still accessible from people. That is the problem.
Yeah,
you never officially launched it, and thank God, it never came to full fruition. However, that information was still accessible. It was abused, and these people were doxxed. People's businesses were put out there. People's home addresses.
Can I just ask you a question, to play devil's advocate here?
Wait, just give me 1 sec. She did make one distinction there, which is that it wasn't your site
and that's the most important thing. Okay.
So, but that's an important.
That was never my.
Okay,
argument.
but I think it's important that we at least get that out. So you're not.
I would like to play devil's advocate. I have a question. Okay. So my website had a picture and a name, and you said their intentions were clear. So if I go on Facebook right now and I look under a post under CNN, okay, and I see that a person says...
But it wasn't just that. It was all their comments and their metadata, I believe, was there. I believe there were phone numbers and stuff attached, which she's like, well, that's not my fault. They put that on their own Facebook page. And it's like, bro, you had it on your website. But they'll get to that here later. She admits that this is the only information so far, but then more comes up.
Something that I don't like.
It's public. It's public. However,
I didn't finish my goddamn question. Calm down. Take a deep breath.
You calm down.
Calm down.
I
Seriously.
You're cursing.
Candace has been interrupting this whole time.
Seriously, calm down.
You.
Calm down.
Okay,
it's crazy.
Candace.
Damn, damn is the worst. You've been calling me a fraud ass bitch and all these names, but now she's offended by damn.
Sorry for that, but you're not above it because you called Tria crackhead. You called people.
I genuinely think she's on
drugs.
drugs.
All right, guys. Honestly, I think you're both. I actually think you're both above it. We can get
Let me
this
finish
to
my
a place.
question.
Oh, no.
So you're saying that the point is that people can find something. Follow my train of thought. People can find something that they don't like, and they think that this person, it's a hit list. Okay, what's stopping the person from just? Why do you have to go to social autopsy? Just go onto Facebook and go where we got it.
Because if you look at the comments from the people who actually used your website to dox people, and again, they dox them, not you. If you listen to people commenting, they're saying this is the resource we're using. They went to you as a resource to collect names, and they dox those people based on the mean comments that they said online. That's the reason why they chose to hurt them. That's what happened.
All right, so
Why not just go to Facebook and look for mean comments? That's what we did. Why do you need a database?
You can do that. The problem is...
This is making no sense.
You're not understanding.
It's like you're not understanding. It's already on Facebook.
When you create...
So Smolachik, I don't know whose videos Blaire went on, but she did not make a video. She jumped onto somebody else's live stream. It might have been Triologic's live stream. I'm not sure.
Said the second source,
Yeah,
not looking at the first source.
No, when you create a digital hit list of online bullies,
you're calling it a digital hit list. You're changing the narrative here.
People who want to take advantage of that will go to it and they will dox people, and it happened.
If they really want to do that, why don't they just go to Facebook? Why are you waiting for us to do it?
Do you admit that people were doxed as a result of social
No, I've never said. No, absolutely not. I have no idea.
Really? No one was doxed as a result of your website.
I have no idea. You didn't bring us. You're now asking me what could have happened. For all I know, you put this up today.
I didn't put it. Everyone can go to Kiwi Farms then and look up. I'm sure if you Google keywords.
Okay, but this, she's showing me something that's not my web. This is crazy to me. This is like
I never said it was your website.
Hold on, we got it, guys.
Oh, here we go.
You said I was doxing people. Your exact words was I was doxing people. You tweeted out that I dox people.
Here it is.
This could be abused. You literally said that. That's not what you said in your tweet. You said I dox people.
That's what I'm saying now.
Was that true? Was that true?
They used your website.
Was that true to say I dox people? Was that true?
Directly, a social autopsy did not dox people.
So then say, take it back. Take it back. You tweeted something that was false. Take it back.
What did I tweet exactly?
She doxes people.
No, I didn't.
Hey, thank you, Kelly. If you guys could leave a like and a subscribe, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Kelly, for giving a like. No, oh wow, thank you so much, guys. Amazing.
I said
yes, you did.
I directly.
Yes, you did.
Listen, I directly tweeted to you. So you're proud of doxing people with a question mark, as in a question. That was your chance to clear it up, but you lost.
No.
Ladies,
and said that I dox people 1,000 times, and then you clarified a couple of days on Twitter when I asked you straight up. You said all I said was that you dox people.
All right. Ladies.
You have been saying I dox people. Don't backtrack. It's cool to be wrong. I just said I misused the word splash page. Why can't you say that you lied about doxing?
Candace, listen. If I misspoke and said that you directly dox people, that's incorrect. But I will say right now, just listen. Just listen. You almost jumped. Just listen. I will say your website was used as a resource for doxers. It was, and you're looking.
Look. That's a big difference.
All right, guys, you gotta.
I don't think that's a big difference. Poor Dave here. He's trying so hard. But no, it's not a big difference. If you're using a website to be like, hey, look at all these people. They said naughty comments. And then people start doxing off of that because of the information you gave them. You know.
Grab me a second here.
Please, one question. What do you expect, Candace, when you create a website that attaches people and their mean comments to their employers, their school, etc.? What do you think is actually going to be the result of that? People are going to call the school. People are going to call them. That's what's going to happen.
All right, let's pause for a second.
That's the result of the website.
Okay, so with that question in mind, okay, first off, I think she is. All right, it sounds to me, if we could just try to calm for a second. You are acknowledging that that the site itself was not doxing people, but that the lists, and what you're saying is I can't control what people do with that list. Fair? All right, we got somewhere there. Okay.
But it's like...
Oh, yeah. Candace has not backed down off of this. She's excellent at finding people's personal information and putting it out there. She's really good at that. She's really, really using those skills that she gained all those years ago from Social Autopsy right now for everything going on in her current live stream. It's crazy, isn't it? It just, you could see exactly where Candace was headed this whole time. And that's why I had covered Candace a lot on my channel. And that's why I was covering her during the Crowder incident. I was covering her during PragerU. I was covering her during Daily Wire. All of that stuff. Because of this debate right here. That really just was like, oh, she's fake. She's very, very fake.
It's like saying you can't control people do with the list, but you create...
You could just go on Facebook and find the people.
But
hold on,
That's exactly what we did. They were screenshots of what someone said.
Candace, listen.
That's like me taking a screenshot of Chelsea Handler the other night saying I think about Republicans, right? And then holding onto my phone and then someone going, oh, people use that to dox Chelsea, so you're at fault. That's crazy. That literally doesn't make sense.
There's a complete...
How do I Candace?
And it never, by the way, let's not get lost. This site never launched. It never launched.
It never launched with the... It might as well because the information was...
I really don't like being crotch height with Dave Rubin there either. Maybe slightly offside there.
Still and it was access.
Guys, pause.
I saw like 6 or 7.
Guys.
All those people were hurt as a result of your website.
Let's pause for a second. You acknowledge that this was misguided now.
I've said it.
So that
I've been around for a while.
Interview.
So I think that's that's an important piece here. So I don't think she's denying that another site could have grasped this information and then done the doxing. You're acknowledging that her site did not do the doxing, and she's acknowledging that it was misguided.
I've said that 1,000 times, which is why this is just a witch hunt, because I've already said that. I've already said that. And then the thing is, and I'm not comfortable with you pretending that you did not put out there. All you guys said 1,000 times over was that I dox people.
Did I not just say that if I said that you directly dox people that it was incorrect? Did I not just say that?
She's conceding the point there.
She's allowed to be incorrect. I'm called a liar.
Okay, but she's conceding the point there. She's agreeing that you did not dox anyone.
I did not dox anyone. And you realize how harmful that is to take a narrative of something that was well-intended. I realized very quickly, which is why Mike Cernovich came to my defense. I met him when this was going on. What was that?
I laughed.
Okay.
All right,
that's just...
How dare you laugh at me? No. Hey, Ashley, thank you so much for that. Oh, thank you. That is very, very nice of you. Love having you here. Absolutely. You guys are amazing. Oh, this is, you guys are making this a lot of fun. Definitely making this a lot of fun. I'm so happy to see that so many people actually have not seen this before. But yeah, this is great. You guys enjoying this so far? And seriously, Ashley, thank you so much for that 10. You are amazing.
Honestly, like, it should be beneath you, but I guess it's not. That's why I met Mike Cernovich right when this was going down, when I got attacked, and I realized that the reason why I didn't want to launch this website was because I literally realized that it was going to be a tool for SJWs to attack conservatives, and we had nothing to do with politics. So when this girl, who she's for some reason defending, posted this this original smear, she said that I was launching this website and was going to turn it against conservatives, use their money, okay?
Yeah.
And like the whole reason I stopped the project was I realized that it was going to be politicized and it was going to become a weapon that I never intended.
Okay. I want to give you a chance to talk uninterrupted for a second. But do you believe her intentions there? Because I think I said
that no one who does bad things acknowledges themselves as bad. Everyone has good intentions. No one does a bad thing and really thinks before they do it. This is a bad thing to do.
But do you believe that when she had the realization that this was the wrong thing, that's a genuine realization? Because obviously when she was intending it, of course, it was intended to be good. I don't think anyone...
Probably. But I really have, like, I know we're getting stuck on the definition. I have so many questions I want to ask because I've been blocked for so long. There's questions I want to ask. So you stated on your Patreon, Tree of Logic was paid to lie. Do you have evidence of that?
Right, no. So my
You don't have evidence?
No, I don't have evidence.
Oh, look at that. Candace Owens literally accusing people of getting paid because they disagreed with her. That has gone on for how long now, guys? 8 years at least. Closer to 9 years. She's every single time someone has disagreed with Candace, it's because they're paid. Figures, doesn't it?
I 100% believe. And by the way, you kept making it seem like I was saying you were paid to lie or any of the people that you hang out with. Absolutely not. I was always
you called it a funded misinformation
doesn't want to answer. Next question. You can answer yourself.
No, I want you to finish answering that.
You didn't because you cut me off.
Well, I'm letting you go now.
What I was saying to you was that the highly suspect thing to me was Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer, for a long time, this was not my theory or my conspiracy, has been considered to be a Democratic operative. People have thought that he's working for them because he started on Wall Street, like boycotting on Wall Street as like a very liberal person. And all of a sudden, he's the leader of the White Nationalist Party. And every time he appears, he seems to be attacking Donald Trump, trying to pretend that this is the brand of Donald Trump. So this person who...
We were all liberals here. Why couldn't he be a liberal in the past? Why is that only afforded to us here?
It doesn't matter. I'm explaining to you that this isn't something that I started with Richard Spencer. This isn't my conspiracy theory. So for you trying a tinfoil and try to essentially make it gaslight me, make it seem like I was a conspiracy theorist.
You made statements you can't
to answer your question.
Provide evidence that Tree was
you
paid.
couldn't provide evidence that I was doxing people, but you said it. My point is that
your website, Candace, is proof enough. What are you talking about? We can actually get proof there, but she can't provide any proof that Triologic actually is paid or anything like that. Now, Triologic's, you know, who knows?
So for Richard Spencer, for this video to be online...
Or at least I don't think she was paid. There's never been any proof. Hey, Autumn, thank you so much. And thank you for everything you do. You're a breath of fresh air. Man, thank you. Genuinely thank you. Is that a Charlie Kirk picture with the flag? So, okay, I thought that was actually you. So, Autumn is probably a female, if I had to guess. But, yeah, is that Charlie Kirk? Let me see. Let me see real quick, just to make sure. That is Charlie Kirk. Awesome. That is a sick picture. I like that. Now, thank you so much. You guys are amazing.
Makes a crazy, insane video saying that I'm going to launch this website in 3 weeks. I'm using conservative dollars. Absolutely nuts. It's nuts. You keep saying I think she's crazy. I think she's out of her goddamn mind. I'm being 100% honest with you. Okay? He retweets it in a matter of 24 hours. That just seems like
okay. So I think there. All right. So before we get
because of a retweet.
But hold on. I think there is something interesting to that because we all discussed this before. I discussed with both of you separately beforehand. That we know sort of the rhythms of the internet and how suddenly we've all been through this, right?
Don't worry, we got a lot of time.
People were endlessly and relentlessly and unfairly attacking.
We got we're 38 minutes into an hour and 34-minute video, so we got about another hour left, plus all my pauses. So there's that.
I've been through it. You're through it now, and it goes in phases. They see someone kind of moving on up, and then everyone jumps on it.
Right.
It does seem a little odd to me, but again, I don't.
It was odd.
I always quote Carl Sagan: "Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence." So I can't.
But it's not.
But something seems odd to me that why would Richard Spencer get involved in this?
Odd. If you can't acknowledge that,
that's odd. Retweet something. He retweeted something.
It's just weird to be saying about someone who. Okay. Do you not think it's weird that somebody who has a really small following was able to get all the way to Richard Spencer in 24 hours? You don't think that's weird? You just
either way, we're not going to know what the answer. The truth is,
just letting you guys know, Richard Spencer is he was a Neo. Just letting you guys know, he was a Neo bad guy from World War II, modern day. So yeah, there's that. Here in about another 5 minutes or so, I'm probably gonna have to go use the restroom real quick. So I'll have the stream like this for it'll be paused essentially for you guys to talk in.
But guys, the truth is we're not going to know the answer.
We're not going to know the answer to that.
There's nothing that you can tell me that's going to.
And I'm pretty sure she's an alt-right sympathizer.
I have a problem with saying we don't know the answer to that because at the end of the day, she made a direct claim and she can't prove it. So saying we don't know the answer to it, it's kind of like giving credibility to the fact that it might be a thing. It's
What's
just
interesting
not.
is that you have all these notes, but you said you didn't even watch her video, and you are co-signing. You're defending her. She's an alt-right sympathizer. Like you're sitting across and you're defending Richard Spencer and a woman that literally sounded like she was on crack cocaine, making up conspiracies about me, which you basically are co-signing.
When did I defend?
And she was.
Oh wait, Flashy, are you being cheeky here? Candace is okay, so you said I've stood with her since day one. I am going nowhere. That's funny though. No, I stand with Candace. She is only speaking the truth. She is the medium between Charlie Kirk and humanity. She is basically a saint. Candace is the medium between Charlie and her people. She's basically okay. So you're pretending to be a cultist. Gotcha. I love it.
So upset by the fact that I said something about Tree. Tree made a whole video about me. You don't have one. You didn't say one thing about
Candace. I think both of you.
I'm not.
But it's ridiculous. No, but you are a little bit of an alt-right sympathizer, right? Because you're sitting.
Okay, wait. So it was Tree of Logic that actually did the live. Does Tree of Logic still have it? I'll link it for you guys to link the original Blaire White Tree of Logic video. Tree of Logic, Blaire White, Candace Owens. Tree of Logic exposed. Okay. Is this it?
This video is for educational and
Candace Owens wants to dox us for typing mean words. 8 years ago, October 23rd, 2017. So there is this. This is only a 25-minute video, though. This is not the actual... How would I put it? Wait. Oh, you're eating dinosaur nuggets? Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah, Levi. Thank you for that 5. We'll pull a good Hassan. So there's this video. I'll you know what? I can
awareness
still link this
purposes.
video. No. No, I don't want to play it. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna post it here for you guys to kind of look at. Let's see the Candace Owens proof she's not conservative. Tree of logic. Ah, man. Let's see. I'll just go to the. Can I just click on this playlist?
Video is for educational and awareness.
Where's the playlist? Playlist of this. Okay, I don't know how to get to that. I really don't. View full playlist right here. Okay, here we go. Closer look. Which one was the live stream? Because it was supposed to be like an hour or so. Here we go. Here's something. Turning Point USA. This was 6 years ago. Okay, I don't know if the live stream's still up. Yeah, I don't think the live stream is still up at all. I don't know. Live. Let's see. Candace. Let's see here. I don't know that we have a live stream. We'll get right back to the video. 7, 6, 7, 8. Closer look at... Okay, nope, that's not it. 21 minutes long. 8 years ago. 17 minutes long. Okay. I don't see any... Oh, streamed right here. This is... Oh, no, that's 6 years ago, though. That wouldn't be it. 7... Nope, that would be... It has to be 8 years ago. Or more. Or else it can't be the same live stream. Streamed 8 years ago? Blonde... Okay. Nothing else about Candace down here. So... Yeah. That's a bummer. I don't think that live stream still exists. I wonder what happened to it. Who knows?
Alt-right sympathizer. Did you just say that?
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. Why are you sitting here? I'm asking you a question. Why are you sitting here instead of saying, you know what? Her video was way out of line and there were a lot of lies. You're not presenting any of the lies in the campaign that you have to perpetuate being the operative word.
Candace.
Why aren't you? Why stop pointing it? I didn't answer you. I can put it wherever the hell I want to.
You can do it. You're being really fucking rude.
Like it's ridiculous.
Give her a chance. Give her a chance.
Candace. Me saying that there's contradictory, stuff going on with you saying that ad hominems are not how you win, it's low and it's childish. When you've called her a crackhead, that was me pointing that out. That was me saying that clearly, and this is where we can all find common ground, that we clearly have not all been the best. We've all used ad hominems. You refusing to answer Dave Collins' questions and then saying that she's a crackhead, so she's not worth responding to.
Right, that's how I felt.
That's you giving up the debate.
No, I genuinely think she sounded like she was on drugs.
You can.
Like, it's so weird how she's just like, I don't believe that was an ad hom. I was just, calling somebody a crackhead. I really believe that they're a crackhead. Oh, come on, Candace. Really? Like, she cannot take responsibility for anything she does, but she will always accuse a person doing the exact same thing. The exact same thing. She will use it against them. It's hilarious. I love it.
I genuinely believe that that's still an ad hominem.
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying, that we're none of us are above that.
Okay.
You called all the YouTubers
I had
bottom
seen it
feeders,
too
none
at
of
the
us are above
time.
that. We've all
I
haven't
genuinely
seen it
think
in a
that's
while.
why I didn't
Okay, you
answer.
can
Your
think that.
answer to the question of
You
why I
can
didn't
think
answer
that.
is that anybody that dedicates, especially in the sphere of what's going on in the world today, right? We've got like terrorist attacks happening, everything that's going on with the Trump presidency, the invasion that just happened over in the Middle East in terms of wrestling the prince. Anybody that dedicates 5 videos to talking about me and something that never launched, like, it's just a little weird to me. It's like I have better things to do than deal with
Andrew,
bottom
I got
feeders.
one of those.
Well, I think we can all agree that we wish
you.
YouTubers would make better quality
Yeah, it just
videos.
and I perceive these people, and this is like at no discredit to you. I understand these YouTubers are your friends. You were on a video stream of me talking for an hour and 15 minutes.
Candace, I did not make
calling
a video.
me a fraud,
Candace,
saying that I doxed people, and saying that it was gnarly of what was going to happen to children because of what I did.
Right, because you had the intention of putting children
There were
on
no
your
children
website.
ever. Intention, you guys have the intention. Just deal with practicality. There were no
Oh, yeah, she's very aggressive. Also, hello to everybody on Rumble that are watching as well.
children on there ever.
And
Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much.
Not what I
You
said.
saw seven
Candace,
names,
is that not what I
period.
said? That it could have been used for bad things. That's what I
Well,
said.
hold on.
Could you imagine if we lived in coulda, woulda, shoulda land all the
Right.
time?
Actually,
Okay,
Wombat
but-
Mommy, I think her degrees are in question. I don't think she actually got them. I think she said that, but I don't think she's ever shown proof that she has them. I think somebody was digging into that.
It's like insane.
Oh my God.
Okay, but
Candace,
that being
the
said, you
problem
do acknowledge that by collecting this information, it is possible that that information could have got hacked into, et cetera, even if that was not your intention.
Absolutely. I knew that
it's not even possible. It was. It was. People were docked as a result of the information
a year
being
ago.
accessible.
How come I haven't been sued?
A year ago. The whole thing was a year ago.
How come I haven't been sued?
You're here talking about the whole situation.
That is the $1 million question, Candace. That's the excuse she is hidden behind for everything she has done. Could you imagine? Look at that foreshadowing, guys. Look at this foreshadowing. This is crazy, right? Listen to this right here. Tony, right here. The ultimate question.
Absolutely. I knew that
it's not even possible. It was. It was. People were docked as a result of the information
a year
being
ago.
accessible.
How come I haven't been sued?
A year ago. The whole thing was a year ago.
How come I haven't been sued?
You're here talking about the whole.
How come I haven't been sued? Isn't that some crazy foreshadowing? That is her excuse for every single thing she's done. Well, how come I haven't been sued?
Situation.
Right, I know. Well, how come I haven't been sued if these people's lives were completely ruined, if it happened a year ago?
Candace, I don't know. Ask people who didn't choose to sue you. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
All right, but I think you're both getting some points here, and it's hard to not get lost in the this person said this on this video, and we tweeted this and that whole thing.
Oh yeah, Candace definitely would have her degrees hanging up behind her before she would even have Steve Bannon pictures up there. That's for sure. If she really had them, I think she would have them hanging up.
You are admitting that this was more than a splash page by the functional definition of what splash page is. Okay. You are also admitting that your intent, I think you're accepting that her intentions were not to dox, that her intentions were good, right? When this thing started?
No.
Or did we get that far?
I think that is...
No! Anybody collecting information on a bunch of people to put out there to embarrass them in front of other people, that's not good intent.
I think that, as she has said, it was incredibly misguided.
Especially if it's not a law that they broke.
Even though, yeah, it was a third party that went and used her information to dox people. That's what happened.
Okay, so like and you're not denying that they were doxxed but not because of what you did.
I can't apologize for that.
I would say I would argue that they were doxxed because of what she did, because they used
They could have gotten it on Facebook.
Listen, yes, they could have, but at the end of the day, they didn't. They used your website as a resource.
This to me doesn't make any...
Wait, Brookie, who is Nicole Arbor? That's so familiar. She was kicked off of Candace's show for not agreeing with her. Who wanted to cancel people? Anyone? It was on the Daily Wire. Back when people would come with her. Wait, I'm going to have to look into that. I don't know. Oh, this came out in 2017, by the way, guys.
Talk about people that could have and you're saying they could have gotten it from Facebook. What do you mean they used your website?
Hold on, this is, and one of you can give me the...
stuff is on Facebook. Ours is just an archive of what's on Facebook.
They would have never saw those people. They found it because it was on your website.
Okay, but they can also just go...
Oh, God, Candace is so brain dead. She doesn't understand that she marketed her website to be like, hey, look at all these awful people. That's what Candace did. And people went to the website and they had an archive of all the people that were only, quote unquote, bad. As if they couldn't go onto Facebook, go onto Facebook and find who. They'd have to type in their name. And they don't know their name. Now they know a name, they know a face, they know what they said. How is this so difficult, Candace? It's crazy the hoops she had to jump through instead of just simply admitting that she was wrong. That's all she had to do.
Look at the comments. No. It's not about admitting. I've already consented to you. Okay, I've already conceded to you that they could have. Okay, absolutely.
Candaceisms consented instead of concede.
Gone on my website and they could have found these people. But they also did. But they also could go on Facebook and do that every single day. So you're making it seem like we created some special thing that they couldn't have access. People saying mean things in the world to figure out who their names were.
The particular
people that were doxxed were on your website because of the fact that they were on your website.
Okay, but that was from Facebook. It was an archive of what was on Facebook. Do you understand what I'm saying? I already exist on Facebook.
Guys, we're running in circles here.
This doesn't make sense to me.
They have Facebook accounts, so that means...
Yes, I got it from Facebook. Of course I have Facebook accounts. I got it from Facebook.
I know you got it from Facebook.
Facebook is still lying.
And the doxers
I hope you guys go after Facebook.
And the doxers got it from your website.
So I, as far as I can tell, what she's saying there is true, but you are acknowledging, A, that wasn't the intention, and that you were misguided in create. I mean, it seems to me that this whole thing...
I didn't understand internet internet culture when I created this at all. I wasn't on Twitter. I didn't understand that there was this culture war going on. As I said, and I know you chuckled, when I met Mike Cernovich, who was incredibly intelligent, so I have nothing bad to say about him. He perceived that this was a girl that was falling down the rabbit hole, had no idea how something that she made would have been abused, and that was the end of it. I put it to bed immediately.
Do you accept her intentions there? Let's just try not to get into every tweet.
I mean, I keep saying that. Yes, I accept that the fact that she probably didn't think it was this horrible thing, and it just ended up that way.
So one of the things that's confusing me, and I'll let you go first on this one.
You kind of see how Blaire worded that though too, which is the best way to word it. Was she wasn't perfectly clear on it, but what she's saying is I understand that maybe Candace meant it that way, but you can't actually know somebody's intentions, which was a smart position to put it in. Dave's kind of trying to spoon feed Blaire into saying, okay, well, we know her intentions weren't bad. And it's like, well, actually, we don't. We can't know what was going on in Candace's head.
So one of the things that's confusing me a little bit is that nobody seemed to care about this whole thing for about a year.
Very interesting.
Then your profile kind of got built up a little bit, and then literally within a week of you doing this show,
C-Star, I think
suddenly
he may have
everybody
seen
was
through
saying
it.
this, and I'm a little confused. Were people being doxxed?
Hopefully.
Before that?
Why?
Like, do we know when those people grabbed the list and started doxing?
Yeah, that was about a year ago, all those doxings I showed you on the phone. But the reason that happened was because about a year ago when the actual website was, she was working to make it come to fruition, there was YouTubers Chris Reagan and one other big person, but made videos about the situation, criticizing the website, criticizing her motives, and she kind of, I guess, wasn't on the radar for about a year until after that. And she came back and she was Red Pill Black, new persona. And it took a few months for people to realize, oh, that was that person we were all talking about a year ago. That's what happened. So I think the idea that this is all like some grand conspiracy theory and that Tree of Logic was paid, Richard Spencer was paid, it doesn't make any sense. This is
relevant now because these are bottom-feeding YouTubers that saw someone rising up quickly. This is envy dressed up as righteousness, period. This doesn't even make sense.
God.
Oh, later it took them a while to click. I talked about it extensively.
And here it is. Candace always talking about, oh, I got so famous and so many subscribers. You all are just jealous of me. Where have we seen that before? She really hasn't changed at all since this. It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Every interview I do, I talk about Gamergate, I talk about the Red Pill, I talk about social autopsy. So this is all BS. As I said, this is envy dressed up as righteousness. Okay, it took a year later. It never launched. All of a sudden, you're digging into people's past, and you didn't have the decency. I would have had a lot of respect for you, Blaire, if you reached out. We have someone in common. If I saw something.
No, I did.
When did you reach out to me?
I directly tweeted you. I said, do you want to do a live stream and talk about it? And you blocked me.
No.
Maybe you didn't see it.
After you called me trash, I never saw a tweet from you that said you wanted to do a live stream.
I did. But you can't see tweets if you block someone. You can't see tweets if you block someone.
Right. And we can all miss tweets.
But you can't do that after you call somebody trash. My point is that they all jumped on, and it was a dogpiling, okay? If 11 YouTubers are on the same live stream, that's a dogpile.
Dead on.
You can't admit that's a dogpile. 11 YouTubers talking about one YouTuber.
All right.
Candace,
What is that to you?
I think both of you guys are above sort of just the general.
I'm above it. I would have never jumped on it because I genuinely, that's not the intellectual circle I'm trying to run.
Hey, understand that, Gazelle. Thank you for being here.
Never, ever have jumped onto a live stream with 11 YouTubers to talk about you, ever.
There was two when I was on. There was two.
Okay, pause for a second. Just to clarify one thing, one person did check on the amount of minutes that Blaire was on the live stream. It was approximately 40 minutes. She joined at about 30 and left around 1:10. Okay.
So
all right. You can both be wrong on that one.
All right, that's fine. But those aren't. I don't think.
So she was on there for 30 minutes. Okay. Well, Blaire was actually closer to the right time. She said it was an hour and 15. Blaire said it was 15. Turns out she was there for 30, if I did hear that right, didn't I? Just to make sure for my own sake.
On the amount of minutes that Blaire was on the live stream, it was approximately 40 minutes. She joined at about 30 and left around 1:10. Okay.
So all right. You can both be wrong on that one.
All right, that's fine. But those aren't
still technically closer in Blaire's, whole claim here.
I don't think those are the things that I don't think
40 minutes is a long time to sit there talking about someone on what is a 4 hour.
Agreed, Frime. Thank you so much for that $2 there. Dave was defending Candace hard. Yeah, he was trying to. He was really trying to defend Candace more than anything. And I don't know if Dave was really, I don't know. I think he was just trying to keep the peace, and he knew Candace was a lot more heated than Blaire, and I think Blaire's a lot more understanding than Candace, so he was playing it safe for sure.
It's certainly not an hour and a half. And you said about an hour and a half.
I said an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay, and I said about 20 minutes, so we were both wrong about that.
All right, fair enough. And I don't think those are the things that are particularly important here. I don't think either one of you think
I mean, honestly, I have to say this.
Because you're talking about someone.
I wanted to say this the entire time. Honestly, Candace, I'm not here to hold you to your past. We all have a past. We all were different we're all at different places politically a year ago. I'm sure we all were. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not about holding to your past. Everyone has one. It's about, honestly, the entire thing. Again, out of all those YouTubers, and please don't interrupt me. Out of all those YouTubers, I didn't make a video. Yes, I was live for a little while talking to people. I did not make a video. I'm a YouTuber. If I don't make a video, it's really not that important for me to make a video. That's the first thing. So I was never like that invested in this, which is why I was kind of confused why she chose me to debate when there's been a million YouTubers who have made, like I said, videos and have like, even if the facts are wrong, have laid out like facts. This is why we disagree with Candace, whatever. So again, I guess I would ask like why you picked me, because
Okay, I don't want this to go too personal, but I think that's a fair. I think that's a fair question.
So
Yeah.
there's two reasons. A, I thought that the irony, like the dramatic irony situation, was irresistible. Like, I'm sitting across from a trans person who would like to be called she, and we've accepted your transition from male to female in your gender.
What does
but
that
you
have to do with anything?
You're not.
Give her a second to finish.
But that's so like, what does that
Sitting
do with
across
anything?
from you, okay, who could not accept my transition from liberal to conservative. That is like irresistibly ironic, A. B, because I felt that the rest of those people were bottom feeders looking for...
Wait, how is that ironic? Candace straight up said she was not going to acknowledge Blaire at all, whatsoever. So then, how is it hypocritical? If you're not going to accept Blaire whatsoever for Blaire's transition, right? Why is Candace actually throwing a fit that Blaire can't accept Candace's transition? It's kind of, I don't know, on the nose, I think. But yeah, oh yeah, she went there. Candace absolutely loves to dig into that, no matter what. The thing about it is even me, you know, when it comes to the whole trans epidemic going on right now, you still don't see me going right on up to a person going and just absolutely wagging my finger at them, right? I think it's hilarious to a degree, but you know Candace is doing this because she really wants to make Blaire mad. That's Candace's whole situation here. Is she's like, I am going to make Blaire so mad she can't focus on this.
Hits, okay? And you have an audience, so if anything, for you to show up today, you have everything to lose, nothing to gain. You're not going to gain anything off of me. These other people who are at the bottom demanding that I go on their shows, look how many hits. Look at their YouTube pages. It's like averaging 4,000 views, 4,000 views, and all of a sudden they're at 100,000 views. I knew exactly what it was about, and honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I really don't think this was ever about you guys being concerned about doxing, because the information was right there. As you said, my website never doxed a single person. I think this was always about YouTubers seeing someone rise, even in the stream, which you were there with that guy. He says, yeah, no, I don't even believe, like, how did she get to this many, how many did she get to this many subscribers? They're even talking about the way I look, all of these things. It was never about doxing people. It was honestly, to me, jealousy.
Right. Okay,
I never said that either.
Right. The website that was designed to dox kids was never about doxing or anything like that. Nobody was ever concerned with it. I love that so much. Bad Hat Larry, thank you so much. Joe Rogan should have you on. You got chops, man. I really appreciate that. I don't know that I would have much to offer to Joe Rogan, though, to be honest. That would be cool. I would absolutely take that interview any day. But I don't know that I would even... I don't think I have anything Joe would be interested in, unfortunately. But man, that would be that would be a dream come true right there. I appreciate it, man. I really do.
Those things, by the way, just because I've been watching. I never said anything about your looks. I never said anything about your
I don't think she said
No, I didn't say that.
No, I know. I'm clearing up people watching.
You were talking to the person that was saying this.
I
You never said that.
I'm clearing that up. But so honestly, my whole thing with this has just been finding honestly amusement in the amount of lies you've told as a result of people calling you out. That's been it.
How did I lie?
Again.
You mentioned, but you accepted already that I was told something different.
I'll tell you how you lied. I'll tell you how you lied. You lied, first of all, and said that it was Richard Spencer who made a video.
I said perpetuated.
You said made.
I said perpetuated. The word was perpetuated. That's Googleable.
People can look at the tweet. People can look at the tweet.
It's not a tweet. She actually said it in a video. If you go to, I believe it was your Facebook video, you might post it on Facebook, but if people can't find it there, Andy Worski did a response to it. You said verbatim, he made a video. So he didn't do that. That's one lie.
Okay.
The other lie, and you already said you can't provide evidence, is that Tree of Logic was paid.
I 100% think that she's paid. There was no way.
And see, that's how Candace does it. That's why she says she never lies. Because as long as she believes it, it's not a lie.
By the way, do you not think it's a little ironic, as you're sitting here telling me that I was shady for blocking people, that this girl jumps up and makes a video about me and then blocks me? You guys, all of them have dogpiled. This is why it's about envy. This is why I know this is about envy.
Candace,
they dogpiled on me, okay, for blocking them. Meanwhile, the person that started all of this blocked me.
So this is the part of it. Look, this is the part is that, guys, I wouldn't have done this if I didn't think you guys were above this. So I think we got to figure out a way to get out of the weeds on that.
Children, then it's the parents that get doxxed too. Yeah, 100%. You know.
Because, look, we can argue about whether it's right to block people. We can argue about whether they just want clicks off you, which...
They do.
Right,
They want clicks. I mean, that's what it is. They're gonna all hop on a street
I
today
really
and
want
all
to
over
go
every...
back. She really tried hard to avoid answering this question that I asked her. Who paid Tree of Logic? Who paid Richard Spencer to retweet something?
If I say that I think something is paid, that is at my discretion. I can say I cannot present to you a fact, and you can't present to me not a fact. Okay, so
you made
we're both. I'm speculating, and you're saying it's not true. You saying it's not true could be a lie.
Okay, well,
I didn't say it wasn't true.
You can't prove it's not true, and I can't prove it's true.
Okay, you are admitting...
And that's how Candace works. Everybody seeing this? That's how it works. You can't prove it's not true, so you don't know. But Candace knows she has no claim, has no evidence whatsoever to even make such a claim that somebody's paid to attack her. It's crazy how this many years before, this is 8 years ago, same playbook. Isn't this great, guys? Melanie, oh, thank you so much. $10 here. Definitely use an iPhone. Let's see. This just shows that Candace hasn't changed at all. She never left the left. You are 1,000,000% accurate on that. Thank you so much for that. Isn't it funny, though? Isn't it crazy to just look at this and be like, wow, this could literally be Candace Owens from today. Isn't that wild? Anyway, guys, I drank this whole thing down this whole time we were here. I'll be right back. I just got to use the restroom real quick. Don't go anywhere. Please hit that like and subscribe button. I will be back in less than a minute. I am going to fly right on over here. Ooh. And I win. You lose. Whew, alrighty. Holy cow. But the, holy crap, you guys are I leave for 1 second, you guys start rapid firing. Okay, Rogue Mama, for the hard demonetization. Hey, I appreciate that. Put the doggy back on screen. Hey, Bishop, you come here, boy. He will come right back on screen for that, for sure. Brookie, thank you so much. Hello. That's my mouth. Oh, he's such a boy. Oh, he's a boy. Oh. Oh. Oh, just knock that sideways. Okay. Yes, that's my microphone. All right. Silly boy. Got some of his hairs up here. Alrighty. Oh, thank you guys so much. Seriously. Where's, okay, oh, he scrolled it up. Okay. Oopsie poopsie. Let's get to, just shows Candace hadn't changed at all. Yeah. Hard R. Put the doggy back on screen. I love saying it like that. Hard R. Brookie, yeah, thank you guys so much. Oh, man. You guys are freaking amazing. Genuinely. Thank you guys so much. I have a German Shepherd puppy. Pictures on your channel. Oh, yeah. No, I've seen. You've showed me. Absolutely beautiful pups. You're a beautiful pup. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Rogue. Oh, man, you guys are amazing. Alrighty, you chose the dog? Yeah, same here. I ain't giving my dog up for no mosque. Or anybody in a mosque. That's for sure. Oh, man. Now, you guys are awesome. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. I genuinely do. Melanie Mac casually watching. You made it. Wait, what? Wait, what? No, she's not. Nuh-uh. Right? Did I miss Melanie Mac in here? No. For real? I'm not hallucinating, am I here? Is that for real? What? Oh, thank you so much, Dashing, by the way. For real? She can't be in here, right?
It's on you. It's on my opinion. You made the claim. It's on
well, I think you're admitting you speculated, so
it's very weird that Richard Spencer jumped into this so early, and that this person made this video, which was a complete lie, saying that. And by the way, you're not talking about any of the lies you told in that video. It's amazing to me.
Candace,
you're so held bound to the truth and saying I'm a liar, but you're not talking about any of the lies she told.
Candace, first of all,
do you think I'm coming off the Doxing fight in 3 weeks?
First of all, Candace, no. First of all, Candace, it is completely on you if you make a claim about someone, especially something that someone was paid under the table to make a video about you. It is completely on you to provide evidence for that claim.
I think that's fair. You are admitting you are speculating on this. You don't have evidence of it. Okay, I think that's a fair point. I think she's admitting she's speculating on it. So the burden of proof is on you. It's not on her to prove it the other way. I think that's fair.
Oof. Dave Rubin actually clapped back at Candace just a little bit. You could see, look at how she's looking at him. Look at that. Look at that. She's glaring at Dave. She's not even looking at Dave. Boom. He made an enemy out of her. This is probably why she hates Dave Rubin. This right here is probably what happened. It's so funny to think about. I would love the backstory of Candace Owens to be like, and from this moment on, I knew we had a problem. In Morgan Freeman's voice.
I think we're basically all agreeing on that.
So far, it's like you called her a crackhead. You've said that she was paid by someone. It's like, these are just lies, and you can say that you're.
But she has told about why. If these YouTubers are really the gatekeepers of truth, why aren't they assessing the lies that this woman told? She said I was listening to site in 3 weeks. She said she doesn't think that's true. She spent time, 40 minutes to be precise, talking about all of my untruths, cherry picking.
I was just making sure I wasn't being rude. I was like, Melanie actually showed up in here, and I completely ignored her. I was like, that would be not good. I would beat myself up over that. I'd be like, dang it, that's you know, that wouldn't be very nice for me to do.
Every single thing that I've said about the person, but the person, you're defending her. You're up here defending her, so we cannot not talk about it. If all you're going to do is sit here, and defend this person, then we need to talk about the fact that this person has told lie after lie after lie after lie after lie. But you don't care about it.
Ooh, that's a good question. Actually, I do think this was. Let's see. This is November, so September. Yeah. This is 2 months after the chicken parmy.
Those lies. You're focused on me. Why? Because I'm new.
I'll tell you why.
Because I'm new. Yeah, this is all envy, dude. This is YouTube high school drama, dude.
Candace, it's very easy to say,
at least she didn't get paid by Israel.
When in reality, it's much less about logic and what she did or did not say. I didn't watch the full video. I'm sure she did say things that are incorrect. That doesn't mean some of it wasn't correct. It's much more about the fact that you're willing to tell lies about people in the wake of this happening. You saying that she was.
Do you realize the irony? She doesn't.
You gotta pause. 1 second.
Candace, she could have lied and you could have lied too. Both of you guys could be liars. Both of you guys could. The fact that you said that she was paid by someone.
I didn't make a video about her trying to take down.
Just let her finish.
No, you just posted to your Patreon supporters that she was paid to make a video about you. That's a lie. It's a lie.
All right, fair enough.
I think Candace couldn't quite squeeze a big enough check out of Israel. Probably why she doesn't like him anymore.
Well, we don't know it's a lie, but you are admitting that it's speculation. There is no proof of it. Okay,
it was a direct claim. It wasn't I think. It wasn't I'm speculating.
So out of curiosity, why do you feel the need to always point out in videos, on streams, I should say, on a stream, on a phone call?
Yeah, no, I knew the date. It was September of 2017 because it was the same episode where she met Kanye through Dave Rubin. And then, 6 months exactly after that, Kanye made the mysterious tweet about Candace, and apparently her and Charlie manifested that tweet when Candace actually knew. I've been keeping up with Candace for a long time. She ain't gonna pull any wool over my eyes.
Right now, sitting down, your focus has been me. Why aren't you focusing on me?
I'm not obsessed.
No. Initially, when you hopped and you said she doxes people, when you hopped and you jumped on this phone and called me a liar, why aren't you talking about her lies?
Candace, okay, let's go back to the live stream. In the live stream, if you watched it, you might have seen me say, I don't know Tree of Logic. I don't know if she likes my content because I had never actually watched her prior to that.
But I'm asking you a question. Why was it about me?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're saying that all you care about is getting to the truth,
Candace, you're the topic.
Hey, by the way, Israel, I know you don't. I haven't given my number to you, but I'm sure you can find it. Just don't, just don't make it like a beeper. And I'll take that $7,000 check anytime you're ready. No, I don't think they even do that. I don't think they do. And I would reject it anyway, even if they offered. I'd be like, nah, I'm not doing that. But they've never offered. I've never been paid. And everybody else who I talk to, same thing. And literally, if I'm going off my own experience, they're not getting paid either. I mean, until I see somebody offer me $7K, it's not happening as far as I'm concerned. I'd like proof otherwise. If somebody could prove that people are getting paid for like 7K, definitely like send it to my email or something for sure. Because I will blow the lid off that in a heartbeat. I don't give a crap. You know, any corrupt government, anything like that, I'll happily blow the lid off of any of that. You know what I mean? There goes my chances, though. Oh, well.
That the liar made.
Guys, you got to
She's not the only one who made videos.
Guys, pause. All right, here, listen. We could do this all day. I mean, literally, we could be here for the next 20 hours doing this, right? So I think we actually have...
He already sees where this is headed.
Made a little bit of headway here, believe it or not, because I think we've acknowledged that you realize the error of your mistake. I think you are conceding that point, but you're also saying that being said, bad things were done with the information.
But
you're
still,
saying you had no control of that information, and I think you feel bad.
Qatar, I know you guys will need a little extra help getting my phone number. So, you know, just hit me up.
That actually did happen, but this is the old you.
I mean, you're putting that in her mouth.
So wait,
she never said that.
What?
She never said she felt bad about it. You're giving it to her.
Well, okay, so I don't want to put words in your mouth. Do you feel bad that...
If a year ago people's were addresses...
A year ago.
You just said it was a year ago.
Let her answer.
You just said it was a year ago.
But you're trying to like mitigate, make it sound like it was like a year ago.
Well, I think partly what I'm really trying not to pay attention to the nonsense on Twitter, but I think what certain people were like I saw a certain level of anger with you that you showed no remorse, that even if it wasn't your intention to do this and you were misguided, that you showed no remorse.
And I showed no remorse because and we go back to that, she's already conceded the point, so I'm not trying to be a dead horse here. She was telling people that I doxed people, and that was a lie. So I showed no remorse because they were accusing me of being a doxer, and that is a very strong word, okay? And the source of that lies, as we've already talked about, was not you, okay? But was a video that, aside from saying I doxed people, said that I was like an undercover liberal that was using people for their money. Those are really nasty lies. They're nasty lies. And rather than try to like build a bridge, which I recommend, by the way, any YouTubers that want hits, like I would have gone on and spoken about this if anybody had approached like an individual as opposed to like trashing me and then saying defend yourself. It was I didn't know he made a video about me. I don't think he did.
But he definitely reached out to you. Andy Warski.
Yeah, he did, but he didn't make a video.
Honestly, everyone I think except for Some Black, I reached out to you and asked you.
Andy Warski never. He made videos about me and then basically said, "Come on a live stream." I'm not doing that. That's bottom feeding mentality.
But pausing that, guys.
Like, you write nasty things about someone and then expect them to defend themselves. That's not right.
I see plenty of people.
In all fairness, she wrote nasty things about a lot of people on her website, so you know, there's that. Yeah, she's a massive bully. That's all she is. Oh, absolutely for sure. Oh yeah. Hey, BB, where's my bucks? BB bucks. Give me my BB bucks. BB, his last name isn't as fun to say, though, to be honest. Netanyahu, it just kind of throws the whole thing off.
I see plenty of people that make bad videos about me, and I could spend the rest of my life defending myself.
Yeah, it's crazy. If it's not true, it's not true. I didn't dox anybody. So I showed no remorse because you made an accusation that wasn't true. And I understand what you're saying about the potential, but if you guys always said, do you understand the potential? I've said that extensively in every single interview that it was misguided. That I can't stress that enough. It's the reason why I became red pill. I realized the evils of the internet and what people were doing to conservatives.
Okay,
that was the reason.
Do you accept that basic premise is true? That because I saw a lot of people. No. I know you've conceded that, but I've seen a lot of people say, well, now she's faking this whole conservative thing. And I had you on my show, and we spent about 8 hours together after, and I don't feel that. And if you're doing it, as I said to you right before we started, you're doing a freaking hell of a job, because I think I'm a pretty good judge of character.
Here's the thing, I've definitely...
Because again, we've all had evolutions. So
and why can't you accept mine?
I did.
So let her
It's just the irony of, we sit up and we do these response videos to liberals and social justice warriors, and a lot of them haven't done anything nearly as bad as creating a website that attaches people's mean words to their employers and their schools. So for that reason, I was never really prone or excited about giving you so much.
I'll be honest, I know nothing about BB's politics. I really don't. I may have to actually start looking into it. Maybe I'll cover it, but I don't know. I'm not as nearly as interested in covering Israeli news as I am about United States, because, kind of live here.
Slack that I would believe
no
that you were
really,
genuine. I was speculating like this was just a year ago, and now she's up here doing complete 180. It's possible, but it was definitely, a speculation. And again,
she does use that.
Again, I'm not here to hold you your past. It's simply about the lies you've told, like in the past month, defending yourself, that I'm more interested in. Directly saying.
But that's complete. That is your. To be honest, you're lying right now because because your exact words were that you didn't like me from the first time you saw me. This is before.
No, I didn't. I don't think I said I didn't like you.
This is your exact words.
I definitely said. I'll just tell you what I said. It's fine. If it's wrong, you can tell me.
Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you all so much. Seriously. I didn't think I was getting that many subscribers off this, but yeah, no, thank you guys.
Wrong. I definitely said that I think I saw one of your videos pop up on Facebook like a few months before.
We haven't invaded Iran. Not yet, anyway. And is it for Israel or is it for the people of Iran that are protesting, that are getting slaughtered in the streets? You know, I mean, how am I supposed to know one way or the other? People can have their opinion on it. People can sit there and think, oh, this is for Israel. And then other people sit there and go, no, look at what's happening in Iran, where all the protesters are getting gunned down. Which one's the lie? With solid proof. That's the problem we live in. And that's why I stay in the neutral position that I am. Because two people making two different claims on two different countries with no evidence to really support one or the other. So, who are we going to trust? The only guy that we could absolutely vote for to get into office? Or are we just going to assume that every single person that we put in office is evil? It's kind of a fine line to walk, isn't it? So, see what I'm saying? Your whole army is there, Captain, paying attention. So they have invaded Iran right now. Okay. Netanyahu flies to the White House 2 times a week for Israel. Yeah, I would imagine the Prime Minister of Israel is probably doing it for Israel, you know? Hurry, baby, loyal dog you got? Okay, Grave, you want to... Let's pull you up real quick. You want to back any of the things that you've said so far? Just out of curiosity? Just genuinely wondering. Let me, let's see, we'll do... Oh, no, won't do that? Really? Really? Okay. I guess I'll have to, like, do this. Pull this up on... I think I could probably go to... Yes. And then I can go to live streams. Let's go here real quick. Just real quick. Actually, I'll keep
this entire thing happened, and that I read it as like someone reading your script and I didn't particularly like you.
Yeah, you said you perceived me to be a fraud instantly. So for you to say that this is like, so we should not make this about social justice. You had issues with me before this ever even came on.
But I don't think
kind of
okay,
broad.
guys, but I don't think anyone watching this is watching going, the point of this whole thing is that Blaire doesn't like Candace or Candace doesn't like Blaire.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, to me, it's very high school nasty when someone says, I just saw you, I didn't like you. To me, it seems, and I'm going to be honest, it seems like they're very high school. Like, these YouTubers are very high school, and they see a new person, and it's about taking someone down. If you genuinely, if you're genuinely a person that cares about this movement that we're all a part of, different, definitely different sides of the spectrum, I don't think that I could ever do some of the things that you did in terms of talking about people.
All right, buddy, call me a shill. Let's see. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna pull you over here real quick, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of an opportunity to defend yourself here. Okay? We'll give you a bit of an opportunity. So, shill, hurry, pay, BB, okay. I want to see. I definitely want to see right now. Let's see. Can I see here? Will your messages just pop up? I hope they do. Hope they do here. Here we go. All right. So I'm a shill, right? Go ahead. Show me how much money I've made. Show me when I've defended Bibi Netanyahu as well. I'll wait, buddy. Go ahead. The floor is yours. I would love to see you do any of that. Okay? You probably ought to know who you're talking to first, and probably what I've said, by the way, before you do that. So, let's see it. I'm just curious. We'll pause. We'll let you talk real quick. Don't be shy. Go ahead. Go ahead now, man. Our whole army is there. They're not in Iran. There are boats on the coast. They have not invaded Iran. Okay? So, I would like to hear all this. Hoping that you're paying attention and not just a bot. We'll see what happens. Really want proof that I'm a shill, too. Would really like proof. I guess he's not going to show up. I guess he got called out. And, I don't think he liked that. I don't think he liked that at all. Can I do, nope, I can't do a pop-out chat, can I? Well, amazing how that works. The moment the bot gets called out, let me go to, pull this up again here. Yeah, nah, he He backed right on out the moment he got called out, it seems. All right. Well, that's a bummer. We'll keep going. Oh, well. I was really hoping to have some proof that I'd begin getting paid by Israel or defending Israel in any way, shape, or form, really. That I'm a shill. What happened there?
For no reason I've never even met. But if that's generally what your interest was and you're interested in helping, why not build bridges? Like, why not, like, reach out and say, Dave, like, the respectful people, Dave, as soon as these rumors came out, reach out to Paul Joseph Watson, who you hammered on this stream. You talked so much trash about InfoWars and those people. That's a whole audience of people that you're just, if you're a part about this movement, why are you talking about people like they're absolute morons?
All right, let her answer.
Candace.
Why are you calling them dumbasses?
It's not about taking you down. The reason I criticized Paul Joseph Watson was because initially he came out with a response saying that your website was from 4 years ago, and it just wasn't. That
but
was
have some respect.
Probably
You know,
is a
he gave you a platform. All you had to do, if
likely.
I saw something about Dave that I wasn't sure if it was, like, the way that Dave reached out to me, the way that Paul reached out to me, the way that these people reached out and asked a question first, that's just being respectful. We're all a part of the same movement. Why are you trying to break it off by, like, talking trash about Paul Joseph Watson, talking trash about Candace?
Here's the problem. You're very, like, tribalistic, and you definitely bank on this whole, like, groupthink thing. You've stated yourself that when we
Hear that? You're definitely tribalistic, and you definitely do that groupthink. Okay. Wait, hold on. Oh, I'm so over the, oh, never mind. You have a very similar name here. Hold on, that wasn't it. Yeah, Gravewalkers. You have a very similar profile picture to Gravewalker there. So I was like, oh, here you are. Over the Israel paying you. It's so beyond stupid. Yeah, I agree. It is dumb. I wish at least I would be getting some form of money from this for the most part, you know.
Think about one of our own. It's very important to.
But I wouldn't sell myself out for that in a million years. I'd never do something like that. Absolutely not.
Never become skeptics and
I'll
to
work
double
in a
down.
factory,
That
so,
to me is
you
a
know.
very.
When did I
toxic-
say double down?
I don't work in a factory, that is. You know what I mean? How would I phrase this better? I don't work in a factory for no reason. If I could get paid by Israel, I would not be working there. At all. Believe me. That's not a fun job. It sucks. So, there's that.
Said in your Facebook video, people can go back. You said it's important to double down. It's important to not become skeptics. You said that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. To double down on your. What I meant by that, and let me clarify, is that one of the most beautiful things about this is that what I enjoy about this conservative
for the
movement.
people who gave you a platform. Yes, she did. That's a very funny point. Thank you for sending that in. Wait. Frimex. Okay. I'm sorry. I can't pronounce your name. But thank you so much for that. Genuinely thank you. I don't want to offend you by mispronouncing it.
Is that it's a human-to-human experience again. Like, it's not believing salacious headlines, being like, wait a second, let me trust my gut. I know I met this person. Like you said, I said, Candace is definitely not a fake conservative, even though this is what people are trying to tell me. I didn't perceive that. That was cool. I'm not saying that if, by the way, you do your research and you find out that this person is a fraud, that you don't go hard, but grant the courtesy of respect, but before you try to break off this movement and basically gaslight people that watch. This is a movement. Do you not feel like you're a part of a movement?
You think by me criticizing, I do, but you think by me criticizing you, I'm breaking off a movement.
You criticize Paul Joseph Watson, Alex Jones, InfoWars,
Candace,
me.
I'll criticize whoever
hold on.
That's fine, but that's what I'm saying. Do you not think that there's nastiness in that before having facts?
I think there would be no such thing as journalistic integrity if everyone in this world had this mentality of, this person supports the same president as me, this person has similar ideas to me, I will never criticize them, I will never become a skeptic, and I will double down for them.
Reach out to people. That's what I'm saying to you. I have no issues, but you didn't reach out.
You're actually both agreeing on this. But guys,
you didn't reach out. You didn't say anything. You just reprinted salacious.
I reached out.
You reached out after you called me trash and said I doxed people.
Candace,
you already reprinted the salacious rumor, which was a lie.
Guys, this is the low-level part of this that gets us nowhere, right? It gets us nowhere.
I'm trying to say something positive. I'm saying that I think that you could have handled yourself better if you genuinely thought, okay,
I'm trying to say something positive. You could have handled yourself better. I'm trying to be positive, Dave. Oh, that's so funny. I almost, I thought for a second there, I thought I got his name wrong. I don't know why. Ryan Rubin is what I almost said. I was like, not Dave, Ryan, but I was like, no, Dave is right. Never mind. I don't know what I was thinking there. Oh, man. Brookie, for $10, have you seen Lyle Culpepper's vids on Cantifa? Teaching Candy to read, hysterical. Oh, is that his name? Lyle Culpeppers, is he the one with the camera and all that? And he goes, no, Candace, we're going to try this word again. This is our bad for putting it into the script. Is that who it is? Because that guy's very funny. Very, very funny. I did see that. Man, thank you for streaming this debacle. Oh, debacle. I get you. Making a little pun about going back in time there with a debacle. I see you, Brooke. Now, thank you so much. Genuinely. Absolutely amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Person was a fraud. And this, listen,
it's so dumb.
but this is why, and listen, where we go from here doesn't really matter because I think that you and I are just fundamentally different people. And I have the courtesy and respect, but if somebody once gave me a platform and I perceived them to be a good person, before I go on a podcast with a bunch of people in their basement,
what if I never met Stevie to be a good person?
I'm not talking about me. We had never met you. I'm talking about you jumping on, talking about InfoWars, who gave you a platform, jumping on a podcast, talking about Paul Joseph Watson, Alex Jones. I thought it made you a really crappy person.
So because
it was a crappy person.
So because I did a live stream with Paul Joseph Watson, that means I could never criticize him.
It's not about criticizing. It's the way you did it. If you thought that he wrote something that was untrue,
Candace,
just reach out and say, you could have been on the podcast saying, actually, I reached out to him and he told me this. You could have...
This is so funny that to this day, Candace is like, why didn't you reach out to me first? As she proceeds to not do that. Look at how Candace handled herself with the whole Steven Crowder divorce. Look at how Candace handled herself against Steven Crowder when it came down to, I might be getting a little too loud. My dog's freaking out a little. He's like putting his ears down. Sorry, buddy. I'm not trying to yell. We're just having fun. Look at how she acted towards, Steven Crowder and the whole Daily Wire, like, contract thing. She didn't reach out to him first for any of that. And then look at how she reacted to, like, everything with PragerU. She didn't reach out to them first. That all became public pretty quick.
But instead you were...
Same with Daily Wire. Same with Ben Shapiro. Same with everybody she has made enemies with. It's, why didn't you reach out to me first? As she proceeds to make hit pieces on them without ever reaching out to them. It is so funny to see her 8 years ago making the same complaint when she gets called out. It's amazing.
See, like, you act like a 13-year-old boy.
What happened was
it's drama.
What happened was public.
Crazy.
I read his tweets. I didn't feel like I had to reach out to him to get him to clarify. He spent the entire Twitter feed trying to clarify what he said. I understood exactly what he was saying. I went on a live stream. I criticized him. I don't owe him not criticizing.
It's not owing.
Get the facts.
Get the facts.
You're saying it's disrespectful for me to ever talk trash about...
No, I'm saying it's harmful to the movement.
Guys, I'm trying to be respectful of both of you, but we gotta...
Notice how Candace is, though. It's harmful to the movement. She very much cares exactly at all point in times where her movement lies and does not want anybody messing that up. But if it's a different movement, she's totally fine with crossing that boundary. At least in her eyes, what a different movement could be.
Pull this into something that makes a little sense here.
Can I just say one thing, please?
Yes, you can say one thing, and then I got to get this some streamlined.
Definitely don't blame you there,
Paul Joseph Watson, Alex Jones, any amount of extra slack, any amount of an unwillingness to criticize them because I've done a live stream with one of them before.
Research isn't extra slack. It's what you should do if you consider yourself a journalist.
Candace.
Research, not extra slack.
When did I ever call myself a journalist?
Research, not extra slack. You think he was giving me extra slack when he asked me whether the Doxing rumors were true? That's not extra slack.
Look,
being intelligent.
Candace,
actually.
Paul Joseph actually did do the research. Paul Joseph Watson said your website was from 4 years ago.
And you also lied and said I was working for InfoWars. Another lie you told. You said, I heard that she's working for InfoWars. That's a lie.
How was that a lie? I said I heard that you were. I said I heard.
Oh, so you can speculate, but I can't, just so we're clear.
You didn't say, no, one second, please.
Yeah, this is the last one, and then I'm taking over here.
That is a complete speculation saying I heard she's working for InfoWars. That's absolutely
And you said, and that's why, Paul, you lied on him, you lied on me, you grunt when you hear Mike say, what movement are you a part of?
How is that a
Oh, wow. D-Day Man. Man, I've never gotten a donation on Rumble before. $1 here. I heard they took out Iran by dropping bacon and angry feminists onto them. I think I saw Hegseth do it himself. Man, we should just deport everyone to Iran. Why not? Why not? We'll just take everybody that we have that's illegal in this country and just give it to Iran. Maybe we could boost up the protester numbers. That'd be a funny situation to do. Trump can do a lot of funny things right now. I think he should. I think he should shake it up a bit. Thank you for that. That'd be so funny.
What movement are you a part of? I'm curious. What movement are you a part of?
Me saying...
I want to hear it. What movement are you a part of?
Let me say what I'm saying. I said, I heard she's working for InfoWars, so it makes sense that Paul is defending her. Does that not make sense? That's a speculation. What you did, Tree of Logic, saying she was paid was a direct claim that was not a speculation. There's a difference.
Okay, but when you're... Okay, when you're...
I think she is absolutely a Fed, to be honest, and I think she did come from Obama era. To be honest, that's my personal opinion on that, though. I don't know if that's true or not, too. But I've thought that for a long, long time. You know what I mean?
For you to say that you can speculate and
Now
I
can you
can't,
answer my
that's a
second
difference.
question?
Okay,
What
I'm
movie
going to
are you
say you
part of?
both speculated. Pause,
Oh my
pause,
God.
guys, pause, please. Okay, you both speculate in different ways. No one's perfect
Dave's
here,
losing
and I
it.
think you did make a good point earlier that
I
we've
don't
all
blame him, though.
acted in ways online. We don't all act with all the consistency that we all say we want to, and all those things. And okay, none of all the drama stuff is where we're getting lost. I think if we try to get out of this in any kind of way that makes some sense, if you basically believe her intentions and you believe her, okay, we got the intentions part, but the political evolution, do you think her political evolution, that's a lot of people seem to be hung up on
Hey, I
that.
appreciate
Do you
it.
believe that to be genuine?
I don't know. My initial judgment based on her behavior and the things she was saying was that there was probably some amount of reading off a script and saying things that people want to hear. To me, that's not important. That's
Right. And I'm sure people have said that about you, and I'm sure they've said it about me. So
absolutely,
yeah.
and I'm free to say that. My problem is when you make direct claims about people being paid to make videos.
She's
Okay,
defending
so
the
we've
person
already-
that
we
made
can't go
direct
back to
claims
it.
that were lies.
Okay.
Just so we're clear.
Guys, we can't go back to that,
You're saying
though.
I'm defending it when in reality
You
it's,
are.
It's no, it's more about
Do a
you.
video on her
No, it's
and
more
her
about
lies.
you. No, I didn't care enough to do about on you. Why would I do it on Tree of Logic? It's not about her. It's about your statements and the way that you've acted in reacting to everyone.
Oh, yeah. Candace is the most masculine in this room. 1,000,000%. There's no denying that.
Calling you out. It's that you've told a million lies. Your lies that this was a deep web
A
conspiracy.
million lies. You've told a million lies.
Saying that it was a deep web conspiracy when in reality you even admitted
I
here.
wrote it's a deep web conspiracy.
You said a deep web conspiracy was what this was. When in reality you've actually admitted during this interview that it originated.
Deep web. I consider Kiwi Farms pretty deep web. I mean, I don't know.
Hold on. But you.
Nobody
It's not even close to the deep web. Not even close. What people consider to be the, how would you put it? The dark web is actually the deep web. The dark web's something completely different that people conflate with that all the time. But, I mean, essentially that definition has changed the dark web. And it's been like that for 10 years now, which is crazy. But, I digress, right? She considers Kiwi Farms, which is literally surface web, because you can access it through your browser, which is the only way to access anything. Like, that's everything you access through your browser is surface web. Everything. The only way to access deep web would be to have something like Tor or, what's the other one? The Onion Router, you know what I mean? I forgot the other one's names. Usually you want to use Tor, because it's the most friendly, I guess you could say. But use that with, caution. Let's see, Kiwi Farms, it's like, it's 4chan, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. It's so stupid, isn't it? By the way, if you're new here, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Or if you're here in general, hit that like button. But yeah, make sure to subscribe. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate you all. You guys are amazing.
The definition
I'm
not
a deep
even
web.
close.
And this
It
Kiwi Farms.
just
First of all, it's not
starts
deep
off
web.
in
Second of all,
chaos.
you admitted in the stream that this whole thing originated from Tree of Logic. So is YouTube the deep web?
Do you not realize
Yeah,
the
Tori's
irony of you
government
defending
based.
the person that originally
You're
started these
focused on me
lies?
defending her.
Well, it's important because you're
All right.
calling me. Yes,
I'm
it is.
focusing on your
If you're
words,
trying to
not
pretend
her.
that you're
I'm focusing
righteous
on your
and
words,
that
not
everything
her.
you did to me was an act of righteousness,
No,
when you're
I'm
acknowledging
not.
that where you got your information was
Tree.
fundamentally a lie.
No.
Guys, pause.
Tree, I'm focusing on your words.
My name is not Tree.
Why is she saying that? Why is she saying that everything Blaire said was a lie? That's crazy, because it wasn't. Brookie, again, oh, thank you so much. I think she has been an op from the start. She gets in and destroys like a cancer or a parasite. And what larger target than TPUSA and the man she told Joe Rogan would become president? Charlie, yeah. I absolutely agree with that. I hope we don't turn out to somehow be wrong. You know what I mean? There's always that small possibility that somehow Candace was right. But with looking back 8 years ago, man, look at Dave is so done. He's pulling a Homer Simpson right now. Merge. Or whatever he's gonna. It looks like he's gonna say it, but merge. Something like that. Oh, my stream crashed. What the heck? That was crazy. Oh, it's back now. Wild. Anyway, we'll get right back into this.
Tree.
I mean, sorry. I'm focusing on your words. I'm not focusing on her. It's the fact that you said it's a deep web conspiracy. However, you also stated that it originated from her. YouTube is not the deep web. So to me, to me, more than anything, I've just found.
But you're saying people were doxed on Kiwi Farms. That's a deep web. Who was looking at Kiwi Farms for
Candace,
information
we both
on
agreed
people?
that it originated, this entire controversy, people calling you out, originated from Tree of Logic, right? She was the first video.
But saying that I doxed people, you said you got that from Kiwi Farms, which is the deep web.
Candace, no.
It is not the deep web, you psycho. Oh my god. That's so funny. Kiwi Farms, guys. Keep it. Kiwi Farms is the deep web. That's amazing.
Candace, you stated that this entire controversy, people calling you out, was a deep web conspiracy. That's what you said in your Facebook video. People can go back to it.
That's fine. That's fine. What I'm saying to
however,
you-
you're sitting across from me saying that it originated from Tree of Logic, who's a YouTuber. YouTube is not the deep web. So my point about that is I've found humor in the amount of deflections that she's done, trying to make it seem like it's so crazy that it's a deep web conspiracy and people were paid and it's this huge conspiracy against her, because that makes people less likely to believe it. You've intentionally done that.
All right, guys,
You've intentionally
grant me the respect here. Grant me the respect.
It is crazy.
Guys,
This is
grant me the
crazy. We're talking
respect.
about something that never launched. This whole thing is crazy.
Come on.
Funny how Artie never points anything positive about Candace. Seems like you have an opinion that's not a fair debate. I'm not debating here. What do you mean? Not to mention, Candace has gotten all of her information wrong here. I don't know what you mean there.
This whole thing is crazy.
Guys,
this is just a bunch of jealous YouTubers that were looking to take somebody down. I need to tell you this, I'm going nowhere. So if you don't like my face, if you guys don't like the way I talk, if you find my videos, you don't like my videos,
so good.
you're going to have to stomach it. I advise you to block me because I'm not going anywhere.
Guys, I need you both to grant me the respect of having you in here to try to get some sense out of this thing. I get it. We're raw here. I get it, but you got to do it. Okay, we can either do two. There's two things happening here. One is the facts of what happened that caused this whole thing to happen, right? One are the facts. And then one is everything else of all the behavior that everyone has done and whether you speculated or you misspoke on this or whatever. But I actually don't think that if there's any adults listening to this and not just the people that want us to hate each other, I don't think they care about any of that stuff. That's my particular opinion. I'll let you respond to that and then just pause for a second. Do you think that's fair? Like, I just think there's two things going on here. There's the fact of what Candace is and what she has done, and if we can get to a truth about what social autopsy was. And then there's just the rest of it that, as you said, and I give you credit for sitting here because you weren't one of the people that felt that this was something that you had to make videos and all that. So you're sort of...
Well, used to hear just sitting baking bread. Now, it sucks that we didn't manage to get into this debate at all. Squatting in the apartment for 6 months, and then also the whole, like, $35,000 lawsuit and whatnot against the girls that were her friends. But, neither here nor there, right?
You're sort of here by proxy in an odd way, but you had the desire to do it.
I mean, not the desire. I just knew that, like, if I had said, like, I don't really care about this, it would be Candace tweeting that I ran. I knew that would happen,
okay.
So I didn't do that. But I will say, again, what I've cared the most about, and when I say care, it's like I found humor in it. So I haven't cared that much. It's been me looking at the way that you've lied and you've deflected.
Oh my gosh, I realized the person that made that comment was Flashy Feline. My bad. Anyway, yeah, in her dreams, that is more divine power than anyone ever. That is true. Candace does have divine power, so, who am I to argue against this, to be honest?
And the things that you've completely made up out of thin air that has been humorous to me that I've talked about.
But
that's the case.
She lied.
Wait,
she's admitting she's already
guys,
the biggest part of this piece, the biggest thing to me, you talk about the biggest thing to you, the biggest thing to me is that the entire thing was predicated on a lie, which you help perpetuate to 130,000 people that I dox people. You've already conceded the point that I don't dox people. You're saying that what you made was
Nobody
used
conceded that point, though.
To dox people on a website that you have nothing to do with, okay? That was my thing that pissed me the most off, and you're already making that's not true. So you're more concerned with how I responded to the lie. I'm talking about the initial.
Lies about me too.
But you completely lied by saying I dox people.
Guys, that's why I'm trying to separate. That's why I'm trying to separate. That's why I'm trying to separate two things here.
I thought I did about 5 times.
You did, but what I'm saying is that you keep pretending that this is about me lying. But the biggest lie, the reason we're here, right, is because there was a claim that caught fire that I personally dox people, and that affects my integrity. Okay, people were talking about that, thinking that was actually valid. People were tweeting at the sound of light to you, people that I work with, and everyone reached out because again, those people are more professionally, they have a better professional reputation than some of these bottom-feeding YouTubers to get to the bottom of it. And I've had to clarify over and over again that I never dox anybody. So it's a big deal that you can just backtrack now and say, okay, that part was a lie, but what's more interesting is how you responded. No, Candace, only point I want to drive home is I have never doxed a person in my entire life, and I have said that, and I'm standing by that, and I'm happy that you conceded that point.
And I'll say this.
I apologize for using the word splash page.
Disgusting what Candace
you
said.
are correct. You are 100% correct about that. But I Googled that after I stated that, and I literally showed an email where someone told me that a year ago.
You guys come up with the best names for Candace, to be honest. That's crazy. Candace, Candox, DEI. I mean, it's all amazing. I'll definitely add, Trandis there. I like that too. Transdis.
Literally was repeating what was told to me. It was never an intention to lie.
Question about that then. Why did you wait until the Rubin report, weeks after all of this, to say that you made a mistake saying it was splash page?
Okay, because after I said it, you can't. Come on, the internet. After you say something, you guys are already jumped on. Everyone was saying, liar, 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 splash page, splash page. The only
Look at her excuse for this.
way that I could have actually clarified that with some integrity was to forward the emails. If I said, oh, here's a screenshot of the email, they would have said it was doctored.
Really.
The conspiracies were getting crazier and crazier and crazier, and I understand.
See, here's the thing. This is the problem. She didn't want to admit she was wrong on the internet. That's the whole thing. Now she's trying to kind of weasel around that, but that's what she's saying here.
That you
From
were
what
a
I
part of
understand,
that.
you didn't, when you were on my show, you didn't realize when you said the splash, you hadn't even realized that, right?
I didn't
That
know.
splash
No, I
page
had
was
no
the wrong
idea.
term.
I
Okay.
said something that I said something that, and I retweeted it after because I still thought I perceived it to be true.
Yeah.
It was told to me by a web developer
Yeah.
who went to school for web design,
Okay.
and I think that he was referring to it was a splash of the technologies.
Okay.
And, but like
So the
it was
crux of-
something
guys,
that you
all right,
called me a
guys.
liar on.
How can you blame people for thinking it was a lie when you wait weeks?
I didn't blame
to
them.
clarify?
I didn't blame them. I answered your question. I didn't blame them. I said it wasn't a lie, and I waited to clarify it. That's
All right,
it.
all right.
I answered your question.
And so you understand how people can perceive that as a lie when
Yes,
you,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But she knew it was functioning. She sat there and said it was a non-functioning splash page, is Candace's words. The problem is Candace knew it was functioning. That's where the lie was. Blaire kind of should have caught that back then, but this, again, I mean, this was 9 years ago. So, or 8 years ago. So there is that, at least. But man, it's the fact that Candace at the beginning of this said non-functioning. You know what I mean? And I could even pull that right on up, right here in the transcript. Let's see. So if we pull up the transcript, I pull this up and I put non. Okay, it's not gonna do that, is it? Okay, none of us, anonymous, non-functioning right here, 21 minutes. Okay, non-functioning splash page. Okay, so it says, wait a minute, 2135. Okay, I want to go to 2129. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this link, and we'll just go here because this is where she lies.
I think you
Flat
did
out.
make a good
21, what was it? I'll find it. 2130 something. So right here. Listen to what Candace says about this being a non-functioning splash page.
The splash of what we were actually, we never built it. That's the whole point you're missing. When you're building a technology,
Okay, so did you not have a database of 20,000 plus people? That's what you've stated. There are two statements you said. There's a database of 20,000 plus people, and that it was a non-functioning splash page. One of those statements can be true. Which one is true?
what do you mean? It was not.
That's what I'm
You're
saying.
not missing a point.
I think
and this
what
is what he's
people are-
trying. This is what he's trying to tell you.
Hold on,
You
what
said
people
there
are,
was a
wait,
database.
Candace,
They're getting
wait.
hung up. Yeah, you're getting hung
So
up
what
on
people are-
splash page. You're not listening to the fact that he's telling you that he read the emails between me and the web developer. You're
But
not listening to the facts.
I'm absolutely
hang on, guys.
listening.
Candace, what I
Database or
think
splash
people
page?
are confused by is, regardless of the definition of splash page, if
I mean, she almost said it there anyway. She was like, it was a non, and she stopped herself. But I'm pretty sure she specifically said that. Non, I'll go back to the, oh, right here. Let's see. Non-dash functioning. Okay, so non-dash func. Okay, so here we go. We'll go here. Okay, I really did. Okay, here, right here, it should be.
There was a
Repeated that.
database. It's not a non-functioning splash page. So are you willing to take it back that it was a non-functioning splash page?
I am more than happy to admit, and like I said
There
to
you go.
Dave.
Okay.
Okay, so wait, hold on. I think
you
I-
didn't,
Is
let,
that
you
it?
didn't let me say anything.
ahead and
there.
go.
You
Go
just
ahead.
said go
Oh,
ahead
okay.
and go. Let me.
I wonder when Candace actually says it here. Does she?
Non-functioning.
That's Blaire saying it. Non-functioning. So does she says it, right? In this, I know she said it on her, she tweeted it out that it was non-functioning. But she knew it was functioning. That's the point.
I saw the emails that your web developer referred to it as.
Okay, so there's that one. 7, 8. Here we go. Is this Blaire talking?
You said when you, as you said, the web developer said it first, but you repeated it saying it was a non-functioning splash page. Did you really think the whole website was non-functioning?
I
You really thought that?
110%. This is like, it's like one email. We built something, okay? There's probably 100 emails. He was like, phase 1, splash page.
See, she just doesn't quite get into it. 11, but let's see, 11, 12. Oh, we're gonna get to that right here now. So it does get into her literally defending this. I'll just save it for
That's
this.
fine.
I understand,
That's
like I said,
fine.
a lot of this stuff is semantics. I genuinely thought that a totally different word meant something else because it's what was told to me, and he saw the emails. So when I'm getting called a liar and then being triple attacked and it's a dog and it's a pylon, the only way that I can come forward with the truth is on my own terms, and I'm going to show him
Good
the
job
emails
covering
that
up
I
your
never
mic.
lied.
But did you really think, like when you said, As you said, the web developer said it first, but you repeated it saying it was a non-functioning splash page. Did you really think the whole website was non-functioning?
I 110%. This is like, it's like one email. We built something, okay? There's probably 100 emails. He was like, phase 1, splash page. People will be able to, like, you know, include some things, whatever. But we haven't built technology where you could actually pull it from Facebook. Because what we were trying to build was for Facebook to be able to talk to social autopsy, so nobody had to fill in the names. We could just verify and just like the profile.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an archive. So when he said it was a splash, you know, it's a splash. We haven't built it. You don't have the money to build the entire thing out. I thought that was true. I held that as a truth in my head for a
Oh yeah, Candace did create social autopsy.
full year. It's not like, I mean, for 18 months. It's not like this was like new and I was like, oh, what does this mean? He emailed that to me in February of 2016. So I just thought it was true. I never questioned it because he's a web developer. Would you question
So you never once looked at your own site to see if it was working or not? Okay.
a web developer if they said this is what we're doing? Like,
I personally would have probably known that if someone called it a non-functioning. I mean, I know
great for you. I know.
I think you're conceding a little naivete perhaps on your part, or just not understanding phrases,
By the way,
which you probably would understand
before
better.
I forget, because this is a little bit off of the direct topic, I do want to address a lie Candace told me about maybe 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh man, my pit pack. Thank you so much. Love and aloha from Hawaii. Love your channel. I would so love to go to Hawaii. Man, that sounds awesome. Thank you so much, guys. If you're new here, please give me a like and subscribe. Or if you're not new here, a like. Thank you guys so much. My pit pack, man, genuinely thank you. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
On Twitter, you said that I made an autistic girl cry on YouTube. That I was in the live stream, made an autistic girl cry. That girl has come out and said that she's not autistic.
right. So I love this because
Oh, yeah,
how does
I
it feel
forgot
when
about
people take
this.
hearsay and perpetuate it as the truth?
This is
You
amazing.
were so angry that I did that. I literally did this as an experiment because I knew you were going to bring it up. Okay? You were so
you
angry.
lied about
No, I was told she was autistic. No, I was told she was autistic by
By who?
a bunch of YouTubers have a strong dislike for you and your little gang of YouTubers that take people out. Like that's what you guys do. You talk about people, you get
What
you're
about
in the
doing your
same group.
research that you slammed me for earlier?
In the same group of people. So if this is what was being told to me, I'm not going to call anybody out. Like I'll fall on the sword or whatever. It was
what
told
about
to me.
doing your research?
It was told to me, okay, by about 7 YouTubers, and it is a pretty terrible. Whether the person is autistic, she's out with depression and anxiety. That the same people that did all of these videos on me did a pile-on for a girl that was depressed and anxious.
Okay.
You
Let me clarify what this was.
I don't want to talk about this. It's off topic. It's nothing to do with what we're here to say.
No, that's a lie you told about me.
Could be completely a girl that was off her rocker and did whatever. I'm not even going to speculate.
Yeah, I would say her jacket's probably closer to maroon. I guess mine's more of a crimson. Yeah, hers would be closer to maroon, I think. She's part of it.
But the point is, if you don't like when people do that to you and don't understand all the facts, don't do it to them.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Hold on.
I have
guys,
to clarify.
No, this is not what we're here for.
Guys,
This is not what we're here for.
wait. You two can do a different
Yeah,
live
this is not. I
stream.
don't ever want to do another live stream. It doesn't matter.
But truthfully, you guys can do a different live stream where you can hash out all the I said this, you said this was a lie, this was a confused statement, blah blah blah.
Dave is done.
But like,
what we're trying to resolve.
He's had it.
To lies said about her supposedly.
Because this is what we're here for. That's what we're here for. You don't get to hijack. You don't get to hijack the show.
No, because it was
let her respond to that, and then I'm going to try to bring this thing home.
Girl's
here.
part of the entire.
Let her respond to that.
Part of the entire back and forth that you and I had, which is part of the reason why we're here, because you and I had back and forth on the internet, was involving you attacking my character, saying I made an autistic girl cry. This girl came out and said that she was absolutely upset that you used that against her. You spread a rumor.
When did she say that?
Go on Twitter.
Okay, she personally inboxed me and told me that you were one of the worst people that she's ever met.
That can be the case.
Yeah, so don't use her as your hero because what you did to her, you made her cry.
That can be the case.
You made her cry.
She also tweeted.
Okay.
She also tweeted support.
Don't use her right now. That's messed up. It's messed up. Don't do it. Don't use her as your pawn. You already made her cry. Don't use her as your pawn for this. Don't use her as your pawn.
Guys, this is a sidebar.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Look at how she turned that around. She's like, don't use an autismo for your own things. You're using her against me. And it's like, you're the one who called her, well, autistic. And now she's like, hey, that wasn't nice, Candace. And now she's trying to turn it around on Blaire. Like, Blaire is using her as a pawn. Isn't that funny? Every single time she ends up making a mistake, it's, oh, I'm actually pro whatever that was that I supposedly was against, and you're the anti-person. Look at how she tables those turns right there, you know? how the turns have tabled.
Decide. All right,
It's a
wait,
sign
hold
when
on,
Using
you
someone
gotta
as your
wait.
pawn that
You
you
gotta
made
wait.
cry.
You got, hold on,
That's
hold on, hold on,
nastiness.
hold on. But you both can, however you want to deal with this portion of the conversation, you guys could both take
Make
that out.
somebody else
You
actually
guys
know
can take that out of
We
this
can't
room.
end the stream with her
No,
saying that
no,
and not respond.
we're not ending it on that. What we're going to try to end this on is that I think.
I have to respond to that. Though.
Oh, thank you
I
for
have
that.
to.
You all right, you can
That's
respond to
very nice
that.
of you.
Just let her respond.
No,
and
because
then
it's
All right, then-
no, I don't like the
Why can't I
psychology of
respond?
this, because what you
Why
did
can't I
is you
respond?
made a girl cry in a live stream with a bunch of like
You can't-
5
listen,
YouTubers,
why
and now
can't
you're
you
going
tell me what
to
I
use
did, but I
that girl
can't
as a
tell her
pawn.
what
I won't
happened?
I
All
won't do
right, you
it.
got-
And now she's saying it was Blaire that made her cry. It's so amazing how she turned that around, isn't it? God, Candace, she's been on it for 8+ years. Isn't that wild?
I did, but
Because what I'm going to actually happen to do is saying what the girl said to me in
Candace.
private, and I'm not comfortable doing it. So we need to move on entirely.
Then
I
don't do
cannot
that. Then
defend
don't do that.
myself. I
Candace.
cannot defend
right.
myself.
Dave, she cannot tell me what happened and what I did without me being able to respond. And you're going to let me
It's a
respond.
video.
You're going to let me
People
respond.
can watch what you did.
They absolutely can. I'm going to clarify exactly what the situation was. In June, at VidCon, there was someone who came into my private hotel room, illegally tapped me and my friends in the private hotel room. We had a really hard time getting her out. After that happened, I did a live stream with my friends who were
This
in
is
that
ugly.
hotel room.
This girl can't defend herself.
In that hotel room.
Oh, it's this situation, Madness. I think you're right. Well, Madness, if I absolutely had to choose and there wasn't anything that I could, do that, it would have to be Candace for sure. Because, look, I'm not gay.
We didn't mention her name at all. We were keeping it completely anonymous. We were saying, wow, as friends,
I'm just gonna
thought
go
this
with the
crazy thing happened
actual
to us
answer
in the
that I
hotel in
can answer
VidCon.
there.
Someone came in and illegally tapped us and wouldn't leave. So this person then, because she watches us, began tweeting to let her on and say her piece. She came on the live stream. It was an ugly moment. There was an argument. We talked about how, everything that she did, she was denying everything. It was an ugly moment. I privated the video. What happened was,
It was disgusting.
What happened
What
was,
you guys said.
what
Wait,
happened
wait, let her
was,
go, let her go.
it's also disgusting to illegally tap someone and then, anyways. So what happened was about 2 or 3 days ago, Candace began tweeting that, basically a complete character attack, saying, look who I'm going to be debating. This person made an autistic girl cry. She pulled that out of thin air. Maybe you were told. Maybe
I had a conversation with this girl, and I can't defend myself.
Maybe-
So this is BS
Candace,
right now.
Candace,
Okay, I hear you. The
And
audience
this
hears
girl
you.
cannot stand him. Literally
not
cannot stand Blaire
autistic.
whatsoever.
She's not autistic, and even if she was autistic, she used that as a scapegoat.
You are
for
double
some-
attacking this
All right,
girl.
guys,
You're double
this is-
attacking this
guys,
girl right
guys,
now
guys.
because you attacked her in a video, made her cry, and now
I'm
you're
talking
using her to
about
make
you.
yourself sound
Guys,
good.
I'm talking about
we
you
either- we
saying
either-
lies
Gotta
about
move
me.
on because I can't defend myself. It's a private inbox. Can't defend myself.
Guys, we either stop.
What are you-
We can either
she
stop
publicly
now.
said
Don't use a girl that you
She-
made cry to
she
make yourself look good
publicly-
right now, because what you
she-
guys did was low based and
Candace,
disgusting.
she publicly
it was disgusting.
said-
She privated the video because it's one of the
Guys.
crassest moments.
It's a moot,
Candace,
guys.
so
It's a moot
crass.
point. This
She
isn't why
publicly-
anyone's
It's not why
tuning
we're
into
here,
this.
and what
Yeah.
you guys did
It doesn't matter.
exemplifies who you guys
Listen.
are. It was disgusting.
Guys, this is a moot point. This is why anybody's tuning into this. Little did Dave know, this is exactly what the audience wanted.
It matters.
I don't care what
Guys,
somebody does to you. You
guys,
don't do
there
that.
needs-
You
guys,
don't
all right, hold on,
She
hold on,
publicly
guys,
said she
guys.
doesn't have autism.
Okay, I
She
heard.
publicly said
I
that.
heard you
Okay.
say
So
that.
you lied.
I didn't.
So you
I
lied.
did not lie.
You lied. You
All right,
lied.
all
She
right.
does not have autism. You said she does. She lied.
You are
Guys,
Period.
guys,
As
there
if,
has-
as if
You
that
lied.
matters. First off,
Guys.
I cannot
It
defend
does
myself
matter.
because I had a
It
private
does
conversation with this girl. I'm
matter.
not
It
going to
does
say
matter.
anything.
Candace.
She hates you.
You can have a-
She absolutely hates you and thinks you're a disgusting, vile human being.
And she retweeted Tree of Logic's video on you, and she hates you as well.
Okay,
All right,
cool.
guys,
Hates you
guys,
as well.
I'm asking you both as if you've got a little bit of respect for me, we'll end this because I think we're just veering into the wrong way. But I think what I think if we can get this to anything that anyone's going to feel right about, I think basically you have said your piece. There will be a certain amount of people that are going to accept either what your word is or not. That is what it is. I think you.
Yeah, Brookie, you are dead on. Yeah. I do love when people ask if this is actually old or not, because, yeah, you're right. This goes to show Candace never changed anything. And if she hasn't changed anything in 8 years, why would we want to believe that she changed from liberal in 2016 to a few months later to red pill black? Funny, isn't it? And that's kind of my whole point for this. 8 years ago, Candace is the exact same person using the exact same playbook today. The year before that, she was a leftist, doxing kids. Could she have possibly changed in that year? And then 8 years later have zero change, really? I don't believe it for a second.
You have acknowledged a couple points that clarify
He says we'll end it now, but it doesn't
I
end
don't
for
think
another,
that
like,
discounts
20
any of your other feelings.
minutes, I think.
All the other fighting, trolling stuff, like, yeah, this is the internet has leaked into real life. That basically is what this is.
Calling it fighting and trolling when it's someone actually.
Why don't you let him
saying,
talk?
Hang on,
Candace,
hang on.
you haven't let anyone talk during this whole time.
Hang
Don't
on.
act like I'm the only one interrupting people. We're all
Hang on.
doing it.
All right.
We're all doing it.
I think the point of doing this thing had very little to do with all of the little fighting and who blocked who and all of that stuff,
That's
right?
because Candace is ready to run someone down.
The point of this was, what did Candace create? What were the intentions, and what came of it? And I can tell you this. I think I have a sense of what the truth is on that. That is my feeling. The other stuff related to this, I think the stuff maybe, Blaire, that you're responding to a little bit more, is just where I can't spend my life in that part of this. You know what I mean?
I don't
Like,
want to either, but
yeah.
if someone says a lie, I have to say it was a lie.
And I think that's completely fair. I think that's completely fair. We all have to defend ourselves in different ways.
Well, that was just Dave back then, you know.
So look, I don't know that we can get anywhere further with
ain't
this
defending
right now.
Candace now,
So
at least.
we can either do the Q&A. There's a bunch of questions that people want to do. If we
sure.
can do it kind of respectfully and clearly and cleanly, or we can just let it be. But more than anything else, I really hope that the two of you realize that you guys, for all the raw feelings right now, you guys probably agree on 90% of stuff. Like,
I look, that may be true in terms. I don't know what your political beliefs are, but in terms of how this was dealt with and how it could have been dealt with, I genuinely don't have respect for the situation whatsoever. And I don't think that, you know, we're gonna probably be in the same social circles, which is fine with you and fine with me. This isn't what I want for my career, and I consider this will definitely be a low light.
look, if
This is for me too, don't worry.
It will definitely be a low light.
yes.
Yeah, why don't you let him
so-
talk? Yeah.
I'm pretty disappointed as well in the way it was handled.
Gotta love Candace.
I'm disappointed in the way that you attempted to damage control all of this, involving telling lies about people, and that was.
If I had to guess, she probably watches this with one hand. For those who don't get it, sorry, I can't explain more.
My intention to come in here and say, what about this lie, what about this lie, and that was the point. Clearly, I conceded that your website, while you never got around to actually doxing someone, even though that was the intent of the website, to spread people's names attached to their employers and their schools, you directly didn't end up having the... Right, you directly didn't end up having the capacity to actually do that because you didn't actually launch the website. However, the information was accessible by people who did dox those people, and all of those people, maybe not all, but I saw about 6 or 7 people whose personal addresses, workplaces, and telephone numbers were doxed. So my entire contention.
So what Candace doesn't actually realize here, because she probably realizes it, but she's playing dumb, and she's not going to let, she wants to let Blaire say it, not herself. On the Facebook page, remember back in the day, that debacle, when you would put your phone number in to make a Facebook account? It would post it to your profile, and most people didn't know it. And that was on Social Autopsy. They gathered all that information. The phone number was there, and she was like, well, I didn't put it there. They put it there. You know what I mean? Like, the people publicly uploaded it, so I didn't dox. But come on. Having responsibility for that is the basic understanding of curating information, right? Is to not curate information that can lead directly back to somebody with negative consequences. Their address and phone number being the main thing. But she didn't prevent that from happening. And literally, they were able to dox all those people with that info.
With this was that she created a resource for doxers.
Thanks, G-Man.
Well, this a little bit reminds me of sort of the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I believe
guns, and
your
guitars.
intentions here. I don't attack
Speaking
people's
my language,
intentions
man.
until I see it wrong. I believe your intentions were good. I believe the intentions that you started this thing with were good, and you realized
Speaking
that it
my
was wrong.
language.
You are acknowledging that. Whether what people do after that on the internet is sort of hard for any of us
To gauge.
Yeah,
Like, it's crazy that I have to be
Candace
responsible
doxed
for what
people,
somebody
for sure.
who is really, for anybody to dox anybody, you have to be a pretty
Okay.
nasty human being.
All right.
But that
So
was the
first off,
entire intention
I'll
of
throw
your
it to you
website.
guys here. Do you want to do the
admitted it
Q&A
wasn't
if we can
docs.
do it in a kind of calm way? I'm really okay either way. If you just feel like we've gotten to where we need to be.
I feel like we've gotten to where we
okay,
need to be.
I'm down for Q&A. Maybe
Yeah.
Candace wants to go. I can do Q&A. I mean, I'm
Dave's
down.
smiling here because they keep giving shots to each other. They can't stop. It's so funny. It's so petty, and he's just like, I'm done. Like,
I'm sorry. I'm not
Yeah.
even trying
Yeah.
for the sake of disagreeing, but I really
Yeah,
am
okay.
fine.
All right, you know what? All right.
this is
You know
so
what?
off-brand for me to even be like across from someone who
All right, you
thinks
know what?
Why
Here's
did
what
you
we're doing.
invite me?
Here's what we're
I
doing.
wanted to-
and here it is. This is so off-brand for me sitting across with a man. Did you see that? Candace is just like, I gotta get a bird in now. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that nuts? He literally looked over at Blaire and was like, okay, that's enough. And then Candace just comes out swinging.
Clarify that I didn't make a doxing website, and I was able to do that.
You could have done this without me.
Okay.
No, you could have done this
All right,
without
look,
me.
you know what? At the end of the day,
So
everyone watch.
no,
At the end of the day, everyone watch it. Look, I feel like although this has been sort of nutty, I feel like I actually, whatever questions I had remaining in my mind, I do feel like have been answered for me. I hope that some other people will feel that too. But let's do this. We're going to do a 20-minute Q&A. We're going to do it because people have been in this thing asking. I don't want to be disrespectful of their time. All right, guys. Give us literally 60 seconds just to refill some water.
Off-brand to have a Peter eater with a Peter right sitting across from me in a woman's dress. Just so off-brand.
And we're going to take a breath. And all right, we'll be right back.
All right, let's skip the little this part. There we go. Because I don't know if this music is copywritten or not, so I'm going to mute that until that comes back on. Should fade now. Now.
All right, guys, we're back. We took a breath. We refilled Blaire's water. We're going to try to tone it down just for the Q&A.
One of them blew up the bathroom. Won't say who. Let's get started.
Everything being equal, as I said, I feel like I got what I needed. I know we're getting lost in a little bit of this stuff, and you guys can all continue to make videos or not make videos, and Candace can respond or not. Blaire can never talk about this again, or she can. Everyone can live their life the way we want. That's the beauty of freedom, okay? So we're going to do a couple questions here. The first few were comments,
it was so
actually.
off-brand to go to Romania and interview a pimp. Well, that wouldn't be off-brand, because, hey, he didn't wear a dress.
On Super Chat, as a web developer, I've created front ends that allowed for rudimentary data collection, such as name and address, to build out all the layers and test the underlying code. That is a far cry from a fully functional website. So I think that's something that Candace has consistently been saying. Someone on Super Chat said, take control, Davey boy. It's a little late for that. Okay. Someone on Super Chat said, tune in, drop out, same. I would never tell a client that such a site had a database because it gives them the impression that it is fully functional when it isn't. I would have called my demo version splash pages too. Okay, so this, all right, I'm just doing.
But that's the problem, right? That would be a lie. So when the person wrote that comment, they'd be like, well, I wouldn't tell my clientele that I have a database because then that would make them think that it's a fully functional page. So I'd tell them a splash page too. Apparently he didn't realize that either the person was saying Candace was lying or he was just very stupidly just trying to kick it under the rug. But yeah, obviously, if there's a database, it is fully functional. So, and then Candace is like, oh yeah, exactly. But I don't think they paid attention to exactly what that comment was supposed to mean. And I think that comment actually was saying, hey, if you have a database, that means the website's functional.
I'm just going through these in the order that they are. I did not pick this order here. Someone said, really great content. Thanks for exploring the misunderstanding. Red Pill Black was innocent the entire time, but Blaire White made some fair points. Even if the criticism was moot, still a fan of both of you. Okay, and I think you guys are actually going to have a lot of crossover in fans, which is the funny part here. Dave looks so happy to finally have a live debate on his show again. All right, I'll take it.
Was this the
first? Well, this is the first that went to this level, let's say. I've had some conversations that we did more debates about God and things like that. Ruben, please tell both girls to stop shouting, interrupting, and trying to one-up each other. Breathe, slow down, and be patient. You want to all take a breath
I think
together?
We should have both been patient.
Little late.
I agree.
I will say,
okay,
we shouldn't have screamed. I will say that. It was dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trigger
Listen,
warning, imagine being married.
I will gladly, if you guys will ever do it, have you both over for dinner at some other point when this is all, behind us, and we can talk the rest of it out over some booze. Somebody said the reason why people piled on Red Pill Black recently is due to algorithms, not a conspiracy. So that's interesting. I mean, we all sort of discussed that a little bit before, that it's hard to know how much of this is.
Looking back on this, that was not algorithm. That was not algorithm. It was legit outrage.
Are these people all coordinating?
And just to be also say fair, I am new to YouTube. I think people don't understand that. I don't understand what you might perceive to be so normal. How long have you been on YouTube?
About a year and 7 months.
Yeah, so for what you might perceive to be so normal because you're a more experienced YouTuber, I've only been on YouTube for 2-3 months. It just seemed like crazy.
Yeah, 2-3 months. Candace is the exact same person today that she was in this seat, and she was only doing Red Pill Black for 2 or 3 months. She was a leftist before this. That's the crazy thing about it. So you're telling me if with everything here, she hasn't changed a bit since then. but she definitely flipped from blue to red in 3 months. Yeah, BS.
Easy to me that 11 YouTubers would jump into a super chat. That might be
George
totally
has a
normal.
big
It could be
enough
my
house,
own
he doesn't
ignorance,
have to
but it
live
just
with her.
seemed very
That's how.
aggressive.
Yeah,
It's more of a
YouTube's
case
a real
of-
thing.
I think
Yeah.
it's more of a case of like this was just something that was a hot topic at the time.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Someone
So-
here did ask a good question that I think a few people, that we didn't address, that I think a bunch of people have said. So he's saying that people were mad the site was never taken down. So why wasn't the splash, I meant to ask you this
Yeah.
actually, why wasn't the splash page taken down until what, about 10 days ago or?
Because I wanted to be really honest with people about my background, where I came from. I never thought like to delete my past. I always talked about it. I was very forward with it. This is something
Actually, it turned out that she kept it up for quite a while. It had something to do with the contract, as it turns out. Like, if I remember right, I'll have to go back and double check that. If I remember right, though, it had something to do with the contract, and she let it expire, and that's how the page got deleted. It was something crazy like that. But it had been up there for like 2 years straight, 3 years straight, 2 years straight, something like that.
that came up. They didn't find this. Like I said, they didn't break the story. I had been talking about it in every single interview. And as I said, we didn't build the technology out. And I'm happy those web developers are saying that they would call it a splash page, because that's what it was called. We didn't build the technology. So I thought no harm, no foul. It's not functioning. Leave it there. And it was going to naturally expire in February, which
Yeah.
it is.
Okay, a few people said this, which is one of
yeah,
Blair's main
that's what it was right there. That's what it was. Okay, I don't even have to look it up. She said it naturally expired in February. That's what it is. You guys hear that? So Candace was never going to remove it at all for some reason. It's kind of a weird situation.
Developers are saying that they would call it a splash page, because that's what it was called. We didn't build the technology. So I thought no harm, no foul. It's not functioning. Leave it there. And it was going to naturally expire in February, which
Yeah.
it is.
Okay, a few people said this, which is one of Blair's
There we
main
go.
points. If you had just taken down the site, which
did.
you're addressing now, nobody would have cared. But the doubling down and calling people like Triologic, quote, funded made everything worse. So that's a point Blair's made a couple
that might
times.
be true.
And
You have to
okay.
provide evidence for that kind of thing. You can't just say that.
I want someone to look at me the way Dave Rubin's looking at his assortment of whiskey right now. It's all right there. There's a lot of good stuff over
But it
there.
was me.
I'm surprised he didn't get up and take a big swig after all this.
Yeah.
I could have just
thought it
actually
was me.
stepped off camera and started drinking.
That
No one would have cared.
Yeah,
No one would
that,
have
like,
That would've been
no one
so-
would have blamed him.
Okay. Candace, your
crazy.
site is well-intentioned as it is, but has tremendous potential of abuse. You're acknowledging that.
Yeah.
Why do you trust yourself, or anyone else for that matter, with that kind of power?
By the way, I don't, like I said,
you
I've
don't.
said 1,000 times, totally naive, stepped into an internet culture that I wanted nothing to do with, and it had nothing to do with politics. It just was meant to be something, and I've said often, it was something that was intended, that was for good, and it would have very quickly been used for evil.
Yeah.
And I never argued.
All right, here's one that a couple of people have also addressed, sort of, and I think Blaire kind of hit this. Candace, why are you calling YouTubers with more subs than you bottom feeders and basement dwellers? It was not jealousy, it was a critique.
Listen, if you think a critique to me is doing one video that's interactive, when you do 5 videos and you're talking about somebody's looks, okay, and they talked about everything, every layer of me, like the videos that I do, they don't even like my content, all this stuff.
Oh, God, who cares? You didn't bring up any of that stuff in this argument at all. The whole argument in this entire debate was just simply, social autopsy. But she had to bring up all the other things because she didn't want to talk about social autopsy. She didn't want to talk about the back door in that website where they got all the information. She didn't want to talk about how she literally had the power to remove the website the whole time and didn't do it until, right before getting on the show. I mean, come on. That's so crazy.
If it was just a critique, fine. They went into full
I wonder if she was
insult,
making
and to
money off
me,
that
that's
info.
a bottom-feeding tactic. That's very high school and it's very juvenile. If they had stuck to the facts, they would have
Makes
had
you
much
wonder.
more respect, but they didn't.
Okay. Andy Worski made cogent arguments about what the problem was, and you have yet to address them. Lots of people just want an apology. Personally, I want to forgive you. However, your adversarial stance makes that difficult. So you did sort of say that you don't want to apologize because your
Here it is. She will not apologize for this.
intentions were
No,
not.
it's not even that. It's just that, as we've already said, I didn't build something that could be that could dox people. And I was going to finish my statement before. If those people got doxxed, of course, and if their lives, I don't think they were, because it's been a year, we would have heard about it. If their lives were ruined because their address was put on the deep web of Kiwi Farms, of course, I'm sorry that happened as a result of something that I was building and was never launched because for some reason people were able to access it on the back end. Of course, I'm sorry, but I was being asked to apologize for doxing people, and I never did it. So of course, I'm going to double down and say, no, I'm not apologizing for that because I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Can I just say that Kiwi Farms is objectively not considered deep web.
Okay, so
You
I
have
do.
something
So
very specific.
I think
It's not that it's considered not deep web. It's literally not deep web. You cannot access the deep web without, like, the Onion router or something like that. You have to use that to access the deep web. There's no question about it. It's not deep web. It was never deep web. Kiwi Farms will never be deep web. I mean, unless something weird happens and they decide to get access to the Onion router for it, and that's the only way you can get in, then it would become deep web, but it's a surface website. Like, that's it.
This may be a little bit of a one of the definition things. So I did see a few. I don't know. I actually don't know. But I did see a few comments that a bunch of people are saying Kiwi Farms is not deep web because it's publicly accessible. So,
I didn't know. Deep web is like you have to use some sort of program to hide your IP and like go really deep. That's I
didn't know. I don't know what to say other than I didn't know.
Okay.
I can't pretend that I know things I don't.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, but you kept calling it that, and Blaire kept saying it's not, and you kept correcting her until a different commenter. Then when somebody else told her, it was like, well, I didn't know. Yes, you did know. You were told several times during this debate.
All right, so the problem is gathering information in one place. Organization of this data make it a more pointed tool for a bad actor to use. So this is absolutely what your point was. It's not okay to say it's completely your fault, but you can say putting the information under one roof is not the same as getting it off on Facebook. So that's an interesting distinction. They could have done this on Facebook.
The way it was organized, like this is the information to go, so they're going to go there first. I totally understand that. As I said, it never launched, and I don't know how many times I can say that it hasn't launched.
Yeah, she admitted she pretends to know things. Exactly. That's exactly right.
If,
Good catch.
But I don't live in a world of ifs. I didn't launch it. I dropped the project. I realized it could be used for evil.
Okay.
You know?
Like Lacey, so I think they're talking about Lacey Green. Like Lacey, who was skeptical at first but seems okay, and others who, quote, changed sides, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and let them prove they...
Yeah, but Lacey Green, the way she changed was much more reasonable and over a longer period of time. It took Sargon of Akkad kind of debating with her and all that stuff. And then she finally was like, oh, these people are crazy. It was a much more organic change. Candace Owens went from doxing kids to 3 months later starting Red Pill Black. Weird.
Changed. The dangers of the project were that big. I'm not totally sure I followed all that.
Well, I guess that's not true, because in her first month, she showed up on Dave Rubin. So in her first month, you know, I mean, it's just kind of weird. She just flipped right on, became Red Pill Black, got super famous super fast. Dave Rubin had her on first, and technically Dave Rubin made Candace Owens famous. He was the first one to make her famous. And yet, how does Candace repay him?
Blaire, are you going to do another chat with Theron soon, maybe about free speech? And have either of you seen Ferguson the play?
I haven't, and I should do another stream with Theron.
Okay.
Yeah, she kind of did pull Ray Gun to her side, but Ray Gun was also kind of already there too. But I don't know. I think Lacey Green changed more than Chris Ray Gun changed, in my opinion. But Chris Ray Gun kind of turned, well, he just wasn't very intelligent. I'll be honest.
All right, let's see. It's not. It's Taryn, right?
Theron.
It's Theron?
Yeah.
All right, okay. All right.
Taryn?
I
wish I could tell you guys this girl's last
Theron
name.
Meyer reached out to me. She sent me an email, actually,
All right.
Her last name was funny, though.
I don't know that we got exactly what we wanted to get out of this, but I don't know that that's actually possible in these when the way these things go. So
I'll make you a deal. I'll tell you guys her pseudo last name. There was a girl I went to school with. Her name was Taryn, and her last name was essentially the piece of skin between your bum hole and your area. So have fun with that. That was her last name, and her first name was Taryn. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Her parents did not think that went through.
You both have ally in me, and none of us are perfect. And I hope we got somewhere with this thing. So I hope that you guys feel like we got somewhere with this thing. What are the chances the internet just stops with this right now? That's how the internet behaves, right?
Yeah, things blow over. And that was my whole thing. It was like, I didn't understand why it was like drawn out. If like all this was so easily cleared up, why she couldn't have made, I mean, honestly, if it was me, and again, I'm not you, but if it was me and there was all these lies about me or rumors about me, the first thing I would have done is made a video on my channel and said, this isn't true, this isn't true, this isn't true. But instead, you blocked everyone asking questions, you blocked all criticism, and you drew it out until this day on the Rubin Report, which honestly,
And that's what Candace does every time. She gets caught in a lie, and what does she do? She either goes silent, or she ends up blocking everybody, not addressing the criticisms directly, and then she goes into something else. Every single time she's done it since this point, in the very beginning of her red pill journey, all the way to today. It's crazy.
I know it probably seems like, oh, we'll get, it'll be heard more because of the Rubin report, but in reality, people who are wondering about this will go directly to your channel. So I don't know, that would just be I'm not trying to be condescending, that would be my advice. If anything ever happens like this, you should probably just do it on your channel.
Right, I genuinely did not think that this was going to be this blown out of proportion, especially for something that never launched, A. And B, I did not feel that, I don't like that you keep saying that you should have responded to the questions. The videos were already made. That's a huge insult to go out and make videos about someone before you contact them.
Going live? Okay,
I didn't cut you off. Please don't cut me off.
Thanks for coming here, Lace.
Okay, to make videos about someone without contact them, I just think it's wrong. And I am not going to, as I said, the expression negotiate with terrorists and say this is what you have to do now to make amends because we made a bunch of videos about you. I didn't like it. I thought it was nasty, and I dealt with it as I dealt with it.
You know, it's interesting. It's interesting to me as the three of us do put videos up on YouTube for whatever we consider ourselves. You also do learn about this in different ways. A year ago, if people had been attacking me the way they attack me now, I might have fought more. I now see it as an exercise in futility, which I think is sort of where you're at, and perhaps your style would be to attack them back more, and plenty of people do that. And
just different styles, different approaches.
Different styles. I just think it would have been a lot more.
That's fine.
Productive.
Yeah,
if that's what you think, that's absolutely fine.
All right, well, I hope you guys got something out of this.
We did. We got a lot out of it, Dave. This was a fun situation. In fact, we got so much out of it, here we are 8 years later. Isn't that crazy? And they still have a better camera than I do. My camera is essentially, this is the 1080p version. There's a 4K camera in front of me, but it's this. I have the 4K version of this. Yeah. That's why my camera still doesn't look that good. Very, very, very tiny little sensor in there. It can generate 4,000 pixels, but it can't pick up enough light, which is why you wouldn't believe, genuinely, how bright the lights are that I have around me. It's ridiculous. Just to kind of show, like, I've got 3 of these suckers mounted, blasting. Oh, there's my Winter Sun poster. Or my Winter Sun wall flag, if I could get this thing to go, that way. So yeah, I've got like, all those just pointed directly at me, and it is blinding, which is why my eyes are like this a lot. I try to keep them open, but they're right here. Yeah, this camera's just weak. But anyway, yeah, this still, even 8 years ago, much better stuff than me. But hey, you know what? We're here. How did you guys think of all this? What did you guys think about all this here? Did it really open your eyes as to, like, a good example? Did it for all the people, 71% of the people have not seen this video. This was Candace's first couple of months of being a quote-unquote conservative. Do you all understand why I have been skeptical of Candace this entire time? Oh, no, the lights don't get hot. These are all LEDs, so they don't get hot at all, which is fantastic. I'm not using, like, photography bulbs. I'm using the brightest LEDs. In fact, these LEDs get brighter than a lot of photography bulbs these days. Not the good photography bulbs, but the ones that you get on Amazon and stuff. But yeah, they're actually pretty decent. I think each light bulb cost me like $15 on Amazon though, but they are genuinely good and bright. So there is that. I make what I got what I got, It is what it is. One of these days, I'd like to really invest money into production on this channel. That would be awesome. But, why aren't you using the phone camera? Phone camera's same thing, honestly. Maybe my 50 megapixel could do decent, but I don't have a mount for my camera, really, for my phone. This has a 50 megapixel in it. I think it's about the same quality, though, as this Logitech camera. The Logitech camera cost me $99. Bought that a little while ago. I still have this 1080p one right here. I keep it up here. But I like to use it, like, whenever I do any kind of, like, guitar video or something, I can have, like, a secondary camera either close to me or, something like that. Or when I'm, like, doing, like, guitar pedals, I can point it down at the desk and I can, like, twist the knobs and stuff and show you what it does and do that. But, I haven't done a good guitar video in a while. I'm gonna do that Megadeth cover, I think. I'm gonna try and do one of them from the newest album. Because Timu, one of my all-time favorite guitarists, honestly. Right next to Yari Mayempa, which is the guitarist that he's also in the same band as Timu, Winter Sun. Winter Sun's the greatest band on the planet. Oh my gosh, that band is so good. Oh, man. Yeah, she's still a leftist. She is still a leftist. She hasn't changed a bit. Should watch this video on Melanie Mac. Oh, yeah, didn't I saw something like this. Is this the one
so
where...
that-
Oh, yeah. Tateruzu. I did listen to this video on him, and I think that it is not a good video. He really grasps at straws, in my opinion, there. It's really silly, and it's all because she likes anime and stuff, and is like, oh, well, she doesn't make for a good Christian and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, who's really to judge these days who's a good Christian and who isn't and whatnot? I don't know. She did, I don't know. I just thought it was a silly picture with very much with a lack of evidence and a lot of speculation. But I don't know. Maybe I'll cover the video one day. I could probably put it up in a live stream. I'm going to be live streaming again tomorrow. But just out of curiosity, what would you guys like to see? Yeah, Blaire's a biological male. Yeah, mind-blowing, huh? Probably one of the only trans people that actually legitimately looks like a female. Wild, huh? Actually, probably one of the only ones. Unless you go to Thailand. Don't go to Thailand. You'll get a surprise. It's good stuff. Yeah, this is who Candace really is, 100%. 100%. The Bible makes it clear how to tell true Christians from false Christians. Well, yeah, it is true. I'm just saying, I'm not investing much time into trying to dissect what somebody believes in. That's not what this channel's about anyway. While we can do that, I don't do that here on a channel because it's harder for me on a screen to judge somebody's faith and whatnot and what they think than it is in person. And most of the times I do not see, any of these people in person. So it makes it a lot different. A screen in between people really does actually, like, how would I put it? It's harder to tell if somebody's acting or not in front of a camera with a screen in front of them. And a lot of people are really, really, really good at it. When in person, you get a lot more of their body language. With a lot of this, with what I'm doing, you guys can't see what my feet are doing or anything like that, how I fidget, what I do during, like in the middle of me talking. It's a lot of my upper body moving around. And if I move my arms and stuff, you can't even hardly see that. You see what I mean? There's a lot of tells people give. And I'm very much a visual person. It just can get a lot harder to tell. Now, with the kind of cameras they have and stuff and the fuller body shots they have, it's easier to tell, but still, I don't know, through the medium of media, it complicates things. That's like, I can't read people's sarcasm hardly at all, especially like on X. And that can be a problem. I can jump to conclusions at times. So that's why I try not to do that, I always try to root myself back and remind myself, hey, I'm on the internet. Things can be not as they look, but that's just kind of my opinion for the most part. Artie's doing a split right now. Exactly. You had no idea, but I was holding the longest, like, disciplined kung fu split you've ever seen in your lives. My boys be hitting the ground. Oh, God, you guys are bringing the worst out of me right now. Can we watch a fight in a paddle pool filled with Jello? I think it'd be more entertaining. That would be incredibly entertaining. Not just more entertaining. That'd be one of the top tier entertaining things. You know what I mean? Hey, who was that guy again? That I was gonna pull up this thing real quick. Ooh. Yep. That's not surprising. Another illegal crashing their car. Candace. How would I put it? Pronunciation. Did this guy... Wait, where's the guy that did this? Ah, here's this guy. Lyle Cole. Okay, so he did a new one. Here we go. I'm going to give this dude a follow. Wait, I just clicked follow, right? Did I? Oh, wait a minute. Did I accidentally click unfollow? Was I already following him? That may be. All right. Addresses brown shoot. Wait. What's this?
This is the color of skin. Right.
Oh, here we go. It's this. All right, let's see.
Go again. Every time I think I'm done, you just keep pulling me back in.
Why can't I quit you?
And so I'll give you an analogy.
Let's watch this
or
for
actually
fun here.
an anecdote, not even an anecdote, a reality.
It's an anecdote. Should have expected that one.
And he used to come in every day with a debacle.
Debacle. It's debacle. Candace, please.
Oh, that's
please.
why you said debacle. I haven't seen this yet.
If
That's
this is
awesome.
a bit or something, just let me in on it, because I don't get it.
The Hamptons debacle came up with.
You really don't know these words? No one's ever corrected you?
I am so very disappointed in Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Pam Bondi, who all made these grandiose promises to get the.
It's not grandiose. It's
Grandiose. It's grandiose.
grandiose.
until
Come
they
on.
got-
I feel like you're Helen Keller and the Miracle Worker, and I'm the Miracle Worker, and I can't perform the miracle.
There is something so reminiscent, and it's striking to me.
Reminiscent. It's like you're trying to complicate the word more. Like reminiscent almost sounds like it's a fancier way of saying it, but it's just reminiscent. No one's ever said that word to you before?
Obviously, that's pretty reminiscent.
What she's doing is she's trying to say that she's omniscient as well as reminiscing. Reminiscing her omniscience. Just like Ziltoid, the omniscient. Does anybody get that? 225 people in here. Anybody know Ziltoid? You know? If you guys like coffee and, wait, D. Schneider. What about D. Schneider? D. Backle. Oh, I get you. I was going to say, that song, what is it? The Storm? So sick.
One of the themes of the Matrix.
My therapist
Schneider's
has
a
told me that I
real-
need to cut this off and I need to leave. And
I
I
think that
real
they can be
one.
a better Christian is so reminiscent to me of a discussion
I'm
I
legitimately
had.
concerned for you. If you're
Yeah,
having a
it's
stroke,
really
just say Erica
reminiscent
Kirk.
of I'm not going to stop unless Erica Kirk asks me to stop, as I have said, or my father, or my husband.
Can we get paramedics on set, please? Can we get
Wait, does she actually call her her Georgie there her father? That'd be
get some paramedics on set, please? Please, quickly.
icky. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad we did see this. That's funny. This dude's awesome. Absolutely amazing. By the way, guys, go ahead and let's go to. Let's jump on.
And,
in here. Nope. Done with you, buddy. No more. Because I'm gonna have to get off here. But I would greatly appreciate it, guys, if y'all went to Paramount
not
Tactical. Dude's awesome. Let's see here.
Like, there's so much evidence.
All right,
that
guys,
it's
I need
against
y'all to do
Tyler
me a big old
Robinson.
favor here, okay? All 213 of you, whoever's not subscribed, please go subscribe to Gary. Here's the, I'm going to pin it too. Let's pin this right here. There we go. Click that link. Go to Gary here. Go to Paramount Tactical. He's absolutely amazing. I know he's got way, way, way more followers than I do, but I don't give a crap. I still want you all to go in there and let him know that I sent you guys. That would be absolutely amazing. He deserves it. He's had me on multiple times now. I may be coming on again this Wednesday. I have no idea if I am or not, but whether I am or not, doesn't matter to me. He is a real one. He's an incredible content creator. Better than me in every way, shape, and form. So, guys, if you guys could, please go over there. Pull up a second window. Tell him I already sent you. It would be, oh, man, I'd really appreciate it, guys. Go subscribe to him for sure. Just the best of the best. So I'm going to, hop off here. And I'm going to encourage all of you guys to go enjoy a live stream with Paramount Tactical here. 99% of you guys are probably from his channel anyway. But if not, still, even if only 2% of you guys go, that's still at least something. I owe a lot to him for just being a real one. Absolutely amazing guy. So thank you all so much for being here, guys. Seriously. Oh, you just got the notification for the live? I'm so sorry, Tina. I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. But I will be live tomorrow as well. So don't worry. You'll be able to catch me. I'm going to start at 4 o'clock probably tomorrow Central Time again. Same time as today. Yeah, go raid Gary. Go raid him. Run him down like it's a military mission or something. You know what I mean? We're going to go in there and just mess with his stream. Cheap fake politics already in there. Same with S-Files. All right, guys, that's awesome. Of course, Benjamin, he's in there, but I think he already went ahead and is probably moderating.
Day one. And matter of fact, you can go
Let's
for
see.
I'm getting ready to play a small clip of this video. I knew
Heck
there was
yeah.
no exit wound because we
Yeah,
had
go-
multiple angles of it.
Oh, they're talking about
and
the
I was
exit wound and all
getting
that.
let go
Okay.
of the coals
Nice,
in-
nice. They are going over some live Charlie Kirk situations right now, guys. Candace Owens stuff. This is the perfect stream for you guys to hop off from here to Paramount Tactical because he's going over everything essentially related to this live stream. So, yeah, guys, thank you all so much Seriously, thank you all. And I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later.